Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
Hello?
Aaron,
Hello?
what did you do? Why are they laughing? We just started the show and they're already laughing.
Oh.
What did you do? What did you do?
I farted. I can't even hear it. I don't know why I can't hear those. I can hear the ones in the top, but I can't hear the ones in the bottom. Like, I can't hear this.
Oh my God, who the hell
And this is exactly what he
cares?
thinks, too. But I literally cannot hear it.
Whoa! What the?
What?
What did you do, Baron?
Gentlemen,
What did I do?
may I have your attention?
You're
please?
playing with the
The
soundboard.
show starts
I just
in
said who the hell cares? Oh, what the hell? Oh, there we go.
You hit the countdown, man.
Oh, I can't hear it. You know what? I accidentally hit the play mode thing to go on by accident. I'm sorry. I'm so very, very sorry. Everybody, I'm so sorry. No wonder what. And I can't hear it, so I don't know what the heck's going on.
Try changing your audio output.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Let me take a look here. Audio.
Sorry about that, folks, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to this Sunday edition of Pacific414 Pop Talk, along with Bear Norman Tag. I am your host, Mike. Unfortunately, Cash isn't here. He's dealing with some things today, but he does hope to be with us on Wednesday's show. But for today's show, we have several articles that we are going to talk about. One of them comes from Polygon, and it's about a deal that's been made with the Space Marine 2 developer and Hasbro. And now the question is, which franchise will it involve from Hasbro?
No.
You already know, Baron, because I told you backstage what I'd like it to be, but
I already forgot. That's because I can be fresh for the show.
And then from Cosmic Book News, we'll be getting some information on the release for the new Red Sonja movie starring Matilda Lutz. And yes, we are going to be talking about Amazon MGM Studios gaining full creative control of James Bond. I got a bad feeling about that, Baron.
Hey, yeah.
And then one of the other stories we're going to talk about is from comicbook.com, and it says Doctor Who cancellation recasting rumors swirl, but the series responds. By series response, they mean the BBC responds to the rumors. So we'll look at the article and see what they have to say, and make our own opinions. And we of course invite all of you to make your opinion on all the articles that we're going to read today, including one that we are going to share with you. And it's a sad article, but those of us who grew up watching Paul Rubin as Pee Wee Herman are very familiar with this particular actress, especially when she was not only part of the adult comedy act that eventually became Pee Wee's Playhouse, but she was also a part of Pee Wee's Playhouse as Miss Yvonne, as Lynn Marie Stewart has passed away at the age of 78. And then we will take a look at the trailer for the comedy documentary of Cheech and Chong's last movie, man. Dave's not here, man. There's Cash, man.
Hey, man, Dave's not here. Come on, man, open the door. It's me, Dave. Yeah, like, Dave's not here, man.
And joining us at the moment, we have Tree Rock Creations, who says, oh boy. And checking on Baron, making sure that he's behaving, is the long-suffering Miss Tag.
Colonoscopy, that's the word of the day.
You know what happens every time someone says a secret word, right?
It has been so long since I've seen it. Does anybody even play that anymore? It's been so long since I've seen
Let me look real quick. Let me look, because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Because you know how on YouTube there are certain official YouTube channels dedicated to different series.
Yeah.
And you can rewatch all the episodes of that series.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if Pee-wee's got one.
No, really, there wasn't that. Really, there wasn't that many episodes of Pee Wee Playhouse. From what I understand, it was a rather hard show to do. But
Shout Studios has
Shout,
an episode on there.
I figured Shout might be to blame for some of that. Yeah, okay, cool. I have to, track that down. Of course, with YouTube, how they like to suppress us, but they like to have the R's stay on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
R's. Arr.
Cylinder high seas is what he be talking about. But yeah, they have episode 1 of Pee-wee's Playhouse. I'll go ahead and grab the link for everybody, and if you want to know what the secret word of episode 1 was, you can actually watch the episode to find out. And make sure whenever someone says the secret word, you scream real loud.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because the animals have a tendency.
No. Then the animals will be barking, and if you have cats, they'll be running to who knows where.
Cats will be going, what the front door is this?
Yeah.
Front door!
All right, let me just check something real quick, and then we'll get into
Oh.
Our first article of this afternoon. But before we do that, Baron, how you doing?
I'm doing Peter. See, he's doing that so he can do his work behind the scenes here. So he has me talking, but I'm doing fine. It's fine and dandy, surrounded by animals as always. And just coming off that high of having a great interview with Maria from Tea and Telly, and of course, a few of the other things. It just, yeah, I'm perky, man. Happy that my microphone's finally working on the one program. So Yeah, and practicing up on Space Marines too a little bit. I'm sorry, that's still a great game. Going into uh the 3-man mode where I'm the random. We're all randoms, I guess, in that one until such time as maybe the other two might join, or I know someone who does. But yeah, blasting my Tyranids among others, or then they have their matches. So actually got in some matches where it was balanced rather fairly instead of having
Nice.
a bunch of 28s and all that on one side and a bunch of 7s, 4s, 2s, 1s. It's like, gee, I wonder who's going to win that one, folks.
Yeah, the higher ranked guys.
It's like, get your matchmaking, go through and see what levels are with some of these people and even it out a little bit. I'm up to about level 10 and I still feel like I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. Starting to get the hang of just offing everybody. And the game, YouTube.
It's sad that we have to actually say that in the game, in the game, in the game.
Well, it's sad that we have to use any form of can't on here. The YouTube can't. And because, you want to sometimes talk about certain subjects, such as unaliving yourself, because it's very important. You're trying to
Yeah.
not, you're trying to reach out there and whatever, when you're talking about, you know, certain illicit substances that might be out there, but you can't say it because if you do, again, you get flagged. It's like it's not about promoting. It's just about, hey, this is what happened. But so it's like YouTube, get your arse out of the ground and oh, it's because they got the freaking AI bots, the ones that are going out there
Hmm.
searching for it, and they're so stupid. They might be slightly smarter than the people at YouTube, but they're still stupid.
Well, just like with X, you get all
Mhm.
these bots that send you messages. It's like, doesn't someone want to take care of that? Quit relying on AI bots to do the moderator's job and get an actual human being in there to take care of everything. Come on,
Right.
Elon.
Well, he's for the bots. He's for, but
I
not
know,
for.
I know he's for the bots, but it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I know it is. I know. See, we criticize Elon too here. Um, but yeah, I mean that's just the thing. It's like uh, wonderful. You want to make sure that our future robotic overlords get that first step in there, but you got to work better than that. I mean, make sure your cars don't run over people.
I don't know about electric cars. You know,
Uh,
I, I I know why they're pushing electric vehicles, but I'd rather just get into my gas powered car, pumping gas when I need to pumping gas, and then
yeah,
go.
I know why they're promoting it. Follow the money.
I know, I know, I know. That's why I said I know why
Yeah,
they're promoting it.
I was more than happy to take that extra step forward and just say it to everybody. Uh, Come on, come at me, YouTube. Come at me. Come on, Baron Armin Tag. Okay, that's the guy you go after. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, aside from all that, let's go ahead and get into these articles, Baron, and find out what's going on in pop culture and entertainment.
Mike, tell me what the hell is going on out there.
Well, as soon as we find out, we'll know. But we have this article from Polygon. It was posted on February 20th. It's by Ollie Welsh and Charlie Hall.
Hey, Ollie, 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 oxen free. Sorry,
No apologies necessary.
I'm not sorry. That was a fake apology.
But it says Space Marine 2 developer is making a game based on tentpole Hasbro IP. Will it be D&D, Magic, or Transformers?
More than meets the eyes. Hey, what about GI
I
Joe?
I was telling Baron before we started the show, I wouldn't mind if it was a Transformers game
Mm-hmm.
with with some of the same, you know, setting as Space Marine too. I mean, I know they couldn't use it exactly, but in the style of Space Marine too, I think that would be pretty fun.
Well, yeah, it's the base anyway. So if it looks like it's like that, and how many other games? But can you imagine that picture right there? But it's Optimus.
Mm-hmm.
And can
Or
you imagine if hmm?
Oh, forget Optimus Prime. Let it be Megatron, leader of the Decepticons.
And get Colin and Walker one last chance and just do
Yes,
voiceovers like
yes,
mad for
yes,
this
yes.
until all are one.
Peace through tyranny. I love doing a Megatron voice.
Hmm. But I'd want to have the Transformers look more like G1 than the live action films. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it was hard for me. I'm sorry. It was that ruined it for me. It's like this doesn't feel like Transformers. They don't. I don't know. They look like tortured sheet metal.
Yeah, and what's funny is with that first live action Transformers movie, for the behind the scenes, Michael Bay says that the original G1 designs wouldn't work, and then what ends up happening in Bumblebee, you see Transformer characters that resemble more their G1 selves.
Well, yeah, Michael Bay is as much of a liar as
He's a
James Gunn.
hack. He's a hack.
Yeah, I mean he does explosions good. He does certain things good, but
Uh,
yeah,
okay, in this scene, boom.
yeah. Okay, you put your underwear on, and then boom, it goes, and then you grab that pager that you got from the sod, and it explodes in your pocket.
Although I like your idea about possibly a GI Joe game. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
we had that 2D beat 'em up, but I mean, a GI Joe game, you know,
Hmm.
maybe not done exactly like Space Marine 2, but
No,
using that same engine.
right, and having character creation for it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think what's good would be important is character creation a little bit, even in transform around down. Like I was joking with Mike, if you could have character creation, I want someone to go out there and mod out a 1987 Yugo, and I'd play the hell out of it. You know,
Oh,
our E. Sherman
well, why
truck.
why not have Winnebago? Come on, come on, Baron.
Oh, oh, hey, Eagle 5.
Yes, you
I mean,
you
if you
knew
had Mega
exactly where I
Made,
was going.
if you had Mega Made, you can. That would. Oh my God, that's what if they have to do for Spaceballs 2 or 3, search for Spaceballs 2 or whatever the hell they're calling it, which I have no hope for, mind you. But yeah, that just like Mega Made, that turns into a Transformer now.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, no, I could hear somebody now. Guys, don't you know that Hot Rod, when he was Rodimus Prime, he was essentially a Winnebago? I'm talking about a character that's already a Winnebago,
yeah,
not someone who goes from a sports car to a Winnebago when he gets the matrix of leadership.
but it really wasn't a Winnebago. It was kind of a futuristic looking thing. It wasn't a proper boxy Winnebago.
I know it's a futuristic one, Baron.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, but I'm countering the people that said that. And my counter is that's great, that's nice, but we want that big boxy Winnebago that you see on the road with the Good Sam Club on it. Ooh, see, I pulled something out there that people wouldn't expect Good
Mm-hmm.
Sam Club.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know where,
yeah.
honestly, it just popped in my head, literally.
No,
Oh,
but that's what you would see, whether it be on the RVs, whether it be on the
hmm
camper trailers, and
hmm little
I mean,
markings of all the little cars that they ran off the road. Yeah,
but let's go ahead and get into this
like a
article
Yugo.
yeah, more the BCI Yugo.
That Winnebago running when you go off the road has a little stamp on the side like a World War II fighter.
Yeah. But this article starts off by saying Hasbro, the toy company that owns Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, Transformers, and more, has announced that it's
Boo!
making a AAA video game with the Saber Interactive team that made Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. Well, I mean, there was a game that was announced in 2022 called Transformers Reactivate, and then it
Mhm.
was mysteriously canceled for some reason.
Hey, Mike. You don't mind if I do a flashback here? Don't do you?
A
Didn't they say
flashback.
something?
Diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle-doo.
Oh,
I
oh,
need to get that
actually,
clip. I need to get that clip.
here's a flashback. Didn't Hasbro say they're putting a stop to all this video games and movies? Because
Well, they said that they were putting a stop to backing any movies because they wanted to focus
okay,
on games.
okay, so the video games are still on. Okay,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
wanted to clarify that because
Because Chris
you
Cox comes from the video gaming world because he's
know,
a former Microsoft drone.
yeah, and he's a real Cox too, but sucker.
So it goes on to say the news came straight from Hasbro CEO Chris Cox during an earnings call on Thursday. Cox said the
Boo.
game would be based on one of Hasbro's tentpole IPs. We have a new digital collaborations in the works, but I'm especially excited to announce this one today. Being a personal fan of many of this team's games, Cox said Hasbro and Saber Interactive will be collaborating on an all new video game partnership developed by the team behind 2024's mega hit Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, combining high octane single player action and amazing multiplayer with Saber's Swarm Tech. This new AAA title based on one of our temple IPs is sure to be a hit. Why don't you just
Do you
announce
think you?
what IP it's going to
hmm
be?
Now, do you hear that, detractors of Space Marines? Big hit. There, okay. Well, here, let's throw something in. Is
Okay.
it just one IP, or could they be working on a couple of them?
They could be working on a couple of them, even though it's not saying here initially in the article.
Exactly, they're keeping things close to the vest.
Hmm.
They're keeping.
Because you know, one of my pet peeves is when they will announce a game, say
hmm
3 years ago, and then
hmm
nothing ever happens. It's canceled. And I have mentioned this to you and Cash before. I think what they should do is what the movie industry ends up doing.
hmm
You know, wait at least maybe a year to 6 months before the game comes out to
hmm
announce the game.
hmm
This way,
Maybe.
it's at a point in development where, yes, it will be released, and this is when you can expect it.
Right. Right. I mean, let's. Yeah, I mean that's because how many? Well, again, it's like Disney. We're going to have all these films and blah blah blah, and this is coming out. Oh, it's not no more. It's like they're to blame with the whole thing. The video game industry, all that. Remember 1313?
Yeah,
So it's
I
like
was looking forward to playing that game, and then it got canceled because of Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm.
yeah, you and millions of others. I mean, millions.
So it goes on to say, answering questions from investors, Cox described the agreement as co-publishing deal and was specific on which internal Saber team would be doing the work. We will use the Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 team to develop the project, he said, calling them some of the best talent in the industry. Saber is a sprawling company with many studios and subsidiaries, depending on how you want to say it.
hmm
But the well received Space Marine 2 was made at the company's studio in St. Petersburg, Russia. Hasbro, buoyed by the success of Baldur's Gate 3 and of its mobile game and Monopoly Go, has several self funded internal video game projects underway driven by experienced studios. These include a major new Dungeons and Dragons game from the developers of Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, Exodus, a sci fi role playing game by ex BioWare developers, a G.I. Joe game starring Snake Eyes coming from Atomic Arcade, and an unnamed game, but from Skeleton Key. I don't know, Skeleton Key. That it seems like they would be perfect for developing a Magic game, but that's just my opinion.
There we go.
The question is, which temple will Saber be working on? Given Space Marine 2's excellence as a shooter, the mind immediately goes to Transformers. Yeah, say I'm not the only one. A franchise sorely in need of a decent video game, or perhaps GI Joe, but D&D and Magic might be on the table too. Again,
Yeah, they might want to go for a fantasy thing, but
yeah.
they already got Baldur's Gate 3 or Bear Gate 3. They might be bolstered in that because look, it's so popular, we can do that. Well, you got other IPs that are popular. Go for it. But when it comes to shooters, yeah, the Transformers and GI Joe are perfect for it. Maybe GI Joe needs a little love. It's been a while.
I
And
mean, the last game that was released for GI Joe, I think that came out in I want to say 2019, 2020. Let me double check myself real quick just to get the actual year that the game was released. And it was GI Joe Operation Blackout is the game I'm referring to.
mhm.
So let me just look up when that was released. GI Joe Operation Blackout. Which was an okay game for a GI Joe game. I still played it. There were some parts of it that annoyed me, and
Wrath of Cobra. That's about the only thing I see on Steam.
yeah, the
Other
GI
than
Joe
Benadryl.
Operation Blackout was released in 2020, October 2020.
Mm. I don't even see it on Steam.
Yeah,
There's Wrath of Cobra. Yeah.
they must have removed it.
And then they got this Fantasy Grounds, which is the GI Joe role playing game.
Yeah.
I came close to picking that up at Half Price Books when I was out, but I focused more on something else. But they got the GI Joe role playing game out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it will be interesting to find out which temple franchise is going to be again.
Mm-hmm.
I would, I would love for it to be a single player with multiplayer option Transformers game.
Mm-hmm.
This way, you know, I could, play against Baron and Cash, and we could have a battle going on.
I
And
want to be a Cobra villain.
you want it to be GI Joe, huh?
No, I mean, I don't. I'm just thinking. I like, I'm just thinking about it. Wouldn't it be fun to be a Cobra? Be able to create your own Cobra villain?
Your
It'd
own
be great to
Cobra
be a
agent,
Decepticon. Yeah, or a Decepticon. Ooh,
Decepticon,
yeah, gone.
Deceptic, Decep,
Decepticon.
Deceptic, Decepticon, Baron.
I'm
Yeah.
insulting them. I'm insulting them. So, no, now I can't talk. Thank you. My mocking of them, I'm trying to take the sides of an Autobot here, calling them a Decepticon. Bye. I mean,
Okay. Oh,
that'd be something.
all right.
That'd be something like Jazz would say.
But yeah, I would love to be able to play against Baron and Cash and say, "One shall stand, one shall fall."
And then I fall over.
And then Baron and Cash could say, "Why throw away your life so recklessly?"
Mm.
Because you guys know me by now. I die at games.
All the time. Let's see. I could be let's see. I could be a villain. I could be mega tag. There you go.
Mega tag. I thought it was gonna be a mega orbit tag.
Mhm.
It's Mega Baron, like Mega Maid.
Exactly. The thing is I think there is there was a Duke Nukem that's supposed to come out after that horrible Duke Nukem Forever, but it just sits on his ass.
Oh gosh,
What
Duke
they need to
Nukem
do is
Forever. Please don't remind me of that game. And good to see you, Phil. Good to see you.
no, it's not. No, I mean, it'd be great if they came out with another Duke Nukem, but we're not talking about that, so I gotta get it. But that's just it. There is that point that that they talk about. This is supposed to be coming. It's not happening. I hope this comes to me. I want to see both GI Joe and Transformers. Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine them making, of course, on the same engine with the other mechanics of it, very similar, that you could have a crossover?
Why not? They've done it in the comics.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's not unheard of. Cobra Commander and Megatron on one side, and Duke and
Optimus Prime and
Optimus
Duke
Prime
on
on
the
the
other
other.
side.
Yeah,
And depending on who you play as, it determines which enemies you go up against.
right. Well, see, that's just it. You got to get your classes all settled out. What is this person able to do? What who's the sniper? Who's the infiltrator? Who's the gung ho Mike Leroy Jenkins that goes in? Tank. It's like.
Oh, I mean, one of your tanks immediately when I think of the Autobots would be Ironhide.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And of course, Soundwave is your infiltrator for the Decepticons. I'll say it right this time. Nerdles!
And it is good to see DJ. Good to see you,
it
brother.
is. Mm-hmm. King of the Turtles. Destro, Destro. And,
Yeah.
being DJ. Good to see you.
But am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Mike won't let me play the other one for you. I have to change the music first, anyways.
No, you're not playing that other one. It's obscene, Darren.
Not that obscene. It's just a Mechanicus, in his toaster. Nothing's seen. Nothing's.
It's what's implied, Baron.
What? They're dancing. Mechanicus don't really dance that well anymore because they're all robotic. Almost.
Call it what you will, man. Call it what you will.
I'm calling it as it is because you know I'm right. Hey, like a broken clock, I'm right twice a day.
And DJ says he might play it for himself. That's fine, man. That's fine.
He's playing with himself. Do you have that toaster? Yeah, they don't. See, DJ's with me. DJ's with me.
Well, good. I'm glad DJ's with you.
I'm sure he plays Mechanicus. I'm sure that would be his preferred thing to do in 40K.
Jace, is this gift? Is this your way of saying, "Can I come on, please, please? Can I come on? Come on, Mike."
Well, we do have that empty chair, and he can fit that butt groove. Change it over so Cash has problems when he sits down in it on the show. I finally got mine back into shape, so it took a while.
All right. Okay. All right.
No, I'm just saying. No. What's nice is we get a
We'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky I had the Discord open still, Jace. You're lucky. You know how I usually try to close it.
Mm. It's Jay's
Oh,
talking.
I can't send it to DJ. He's at work.
Oh. Oh. He can work and be on the air at the same time. Come on. This is DJ. He's like a freaking mechanicus.
Well, he may be like a freaking mechanicus, but is Matilda Lutz going to be up to par for Red Sonja?
It's okay.
Because she's set to play Red Sonja, and supposedly that film's set to release this year. So let me get the article link to all the various chats. Because we are live today on YouTube, X, and Rumble.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby, yeah. And let me go ahead, select the article. There we go. And let me play this.
He's playing something. Oh, he's playing the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing now. Yeah. Thing. First, that's the next article, man.
That's right, man. So we got this article from Cosmic Book News. It's by Matt McGloin. It was posted on Monday, February 17th. And it says Red Sonja starring Matilda Lutz to release this year. And it starts
Yay.
off by saying the Red Sonja movie starring Matilda Lutz will be released this year, though no official release date is announced. It's learned the film will be released sometime this year in the UK, which likely means a release in the rest of the world around the same time. And
Okay.
that's her as Red Sonja.
Not convincing.
Couldn't they find an actual redhead?
Yeah. A pale redhead, nonetheless.
Yeah. And with the
And a
release
little more
in
beefier. A little more beefier. I'm talking about
yeah,
in the must. She's too skinny. I mean, look at the shoulders. A little bit wider shoulders and such like that. Yeah. I mean, she's a warrior woman.
mm,
That's how she was always portrayed. Now, notice I'm not. That's the only body part I'm talking about. I just want to tell you. So I'm not being a sexist, would say, but she does not look convincing as Red Sonja at all.
unfortunately, no. But it says we get the word from Deadline in their report how Red Sonja has been sold to the UK, where the article confirms the flick is due to release later this year after being in post production for 2 years. The details include Signature Entertainment has bought the UK and Irish rights to Red Sonja from Millennium Media. Again, no official release date has as of yet, but Signature Entertainment's acquisition manager, uh, Benjamin or Bigum, Begum, I okay, stop.
Bigamous, bigamous, dicamus. Is that who is this? Uh, I think
Bijou?
the manager with the W over the top, the Bijom.
Yeah, that's what I just
Yeah,
pronounced it as.
yeah. I'm
Bijou,
confirming. Yeah, I'm just confirming with you. Yes. Yeah.
Bijou Kayakan Parati and Millennium Media's president of international sales distribution, JJ Nugent, have confirmed the UK deal. Red
Oh,
Sonja
I'm kidding.
Red Sonja epitomizes the kind of film we're looking for at Signature, an epic story in a fantasy-laden world with a strong commercial feel to its execution, which made it immediately appealing to us, said Parati. We're looking forward to introducing UK and Irish audiences to Matilda Lutz's Sword Swinging Huntress later this year. Nugent added, "We're thrilled to be teaming up with Signature Entertainment to bring Red Sonja to audiences in the UK. This franchise has a passionate global fan base, and we can't wait to deliver a film that honors its legacy while introducing the iconic characters to a new generation." And of course, it's got the link to X. I'll go ahead and find it here.
Yeah. Now it's going to be, how woke is it going to be? I mean,
Well, that's going to
and
be on everybody's mind, because
mhm,
everything that comes out nowadays, the
right.
first thing that comes to mind is that it's woke.
Yeah.
Let me turn off this music real
It has
quick.
nothing to do with the fact that it's a woman. It's just the fact that
No, because we didn't mind Bridget Nielsen as Red Sonja.
no, not the best actress in the world, but
No,
neither is
but
Arnold.
but I mean, even from this grainy video, I don't know that she has the physique to
Well,
portray
just the
Red
whole
Sonja.
thing. Yeah, she doesn't look like Red Sonja, and then you got like that trope. That's run from the fire trope or the explosion. I don't know. I'm not sold. Then that's selling it to
No,
me. I don't
no.
mean, and that's sad because I'd love to see a decently done Red Sonja going out there and kicking ass of everybody
So would
movie.
I.
Hmm.
I mean, I'd love to see her going in there. The blood, the gore.
Hmm. Hmm. It's it's Red Sonja. It's in the Conan verse. Come on, we need to.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just, what are they going to offer in this one?
I Probably not much.
Mm-mm.
I hate to be pessimistic about that because I like fantasy films, but
Yeah,
with this, I'm not really sure that it's gonna hit the mark that they're looking for.
yeah, and that's what we need. We need a really good fantasy film. We really
And
need to get one out there. That's not Lord of the Rings ish, if you know what I mean. Nothing against
yeah,
Lord of the Rings,
Reigns of
but every time,
Power. No,
yeah,
it's not.
arguing
It's
that,
not Reigns of Power. Oh boy.
Well, I mean, we had Lord of the Rings and we had The Hobbit. Let's walk away from Tolkien for a little bit when it comes around the films. You don't have to be frustrated. I want to be a Tolkien. Um, or in the case of George R. R. Martin, an anti Tolkien, floppy wieners. I'm going to get this book done after I'm dead.
I mean, again, when I think of Red Sonja, I think of a woman that has an athletic build. She's
Hmm.
got some muscle to her, just like
Hmm.
Bridget Nielsen did,
Hmm.
and she doesn't look like a toothpick.
Right. Frank Frazetta art. Take a look at Frank Frazetta art
Yeah,
on stuff. Look at the comics. That's what we want. I'm talking about the original older ones.
and we gotta behave now. We gotta behave.
Lady Miss is here.
No, no, Jace is here.
Oh, the frowny nipple. Okay.
Hey, Jace, how you doing? I think he's having audio issues. We
Yeah,
had
just okay.
issues when we got
Hello.
into. Oh,
There he
there it
is.
is. There he is.
I hear him. Hmm.
How do you guys hear me? You guys hear me fine?
Yeah,
You're
you
a
sound good.
little, yeah, usually just a little volume, but other than that, you sound great.
Mm-mm-mm.
So Sydney Sweeney is playing Red Sonja.
No, unfortunately, Sydney Sweeney is not Red Sonja.
Mm. Well, she's a little
No,
old.
Demi Moore is not playing Red Sonja.
What about
You
now?
know, yeah,
Is it better?
it's it's still a little muffled. It's still a little muffled, my friend. You
What
can
about
slap me.
now?
Same.
Same.
you know, people might laugh at me for saying this, but dye her hair red and have Gina Carano do it. Now we're talking.
Yeah, she'd be more believable as Red Sonja. But when you
Hmm.
dye your hair red, make it look like it's natural.
Right. Not the clown red.
What
Yeah,
about now?
Better.
better, better. And hello,
It,
Lady Miss.
and it shouldn't be
Yeah, we got to
muffled. I
behave.
am on the right microphone.
It's not muffled
Well,
now.
well, why don't you try the left microphone? Ah! Oh, I forgot to do something. Oh no, it's right. We only got this. We don't have the. That one doesn't work. It's not the ba-dum bump. Gotta find a ba-dum bump. Here we go.
I've been working with the GG program, and it shouldn't be muffled. I tested it out a couple of hours
Well,
ago, and the audio was
it's not
fine.
muffled now. It was muffled when you started, but it's
Yeah,
not
that's
muffled now.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
because I
you better
turned it
know.
off, and now I'm on the stupid crisp shit, so you don't get the audio in the background. And it's kind of annoying because crisp sucks dick.
But folks, Jace is back.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
does. It's annoying because crisp it destroys the audio, so you glitch sometimes. That's why I've been having glitch issues when I've been streaming.
Hmm. No, this is like having cash here. It's
It
like the
is.
Norwegian cash. It's like he comes in and it's
You know what really grinds my gears?
Well, I mean, I get where he's coming
oh
from.
yeah, I understand.
You're using these apps to try to, better your sound quality. And in some cases, depending on what you enable in the app, it makes it worse.
Mhm.
So this sounds muffled again.
Yes, yeah.
A little
That
muffled,
that
yeah, buddy.
it sounds like your mouth is right up to your microphone is what it sounds like.
Mhm. I'm gonna behave. I'm not gonna say anything. But but I'll say one thing, and I'll beat Phil to it. No, this is not the Beyond 2.0.
No, it's not. But now it's good again, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
And like I have a professional goddamn mic. Stupid
Yeah, Mike is
technology.
very professional. Mike is a very professional. That's why I like working with him. Oh, you're talking about the device. I'm sorry.
He's talking about the device he inputs his
Okay.
vocal
Yeah.
cords into.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
exactly.
whoa,
But now my
whoa,
voice is fine,
whoa,
clear,
whoa.
everything, right?
Yes,
No issues. We're fine. We're
I'm
good.
not hearing any issues. It doesn't sound muffled. It doesn't sound like you're eating the microphone.
Oh, we can fix that.
Nope, 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 nope.
We're, I'm trying so hard to behave. I, I really,
You,
really am.
as you behave.
Hey, I'm trying to turn over. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here. A new year, new me. How's that sound?
Oh, okay. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
it's not.
luck. We will see it when we believe it when we see it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So the article says, "What is the Red Sonja movie about?" Deadline offers the fantasy follows barbarian huntress Red Sonja, who must unite a group of unlikely warriors to face off against the evil tyrant Emperor Dragon and his deadly bride, Dark Anicia.
Ooh.
IMDb also describes the film as an adaptation of the comic book Red Sonja, a vengeful warrior known as a she-devil with a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Red Sonja was originally created by Roy Thomas and Barry Windsor Smith for Marvel Comics and inspired by Robert E. Howard's pulp stories.
Mm-hmm. Red nails, I think specifically.
Yeah. Okay, with this picture, I'm sorry, I'm not convinced. She looks frightened. Red Sonja should not be frightened.
She looks meek. She looks shocked, surprised,
Oh
whatever.
my.
No, She needs to. She looks like she's vulnerable. She's not when she's dressed like that. She's not at that vulnerable stage in her life. It was earlier that made her vow to become the warrior. You know, I was going to say warrior. Princess, but that was Xena, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, but to make her the warrior that she turned out to be, and she should. And forgive the phrase here, but a man eater look on there. It's like no man can have me
Is this
unless
supposed to
they
be Red
can best
Sonja?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No man can have me
Yeah,
unless
it
they can
does
best
not look
me
like
and make
Red
the case.
Sonja at all,
No,
but
no. But yeah, it does. Actually, Trace, you're wrong. It does look like Red Sonja from Timu.
from Timu, exactly.
But
And I'm going to wish because I'm wishing for a better one.
there was no reason why your main lead character, especially Red Sonja, should look like she's scared of what she's seeing around her.
hmm Right there, that picture just shows you how much they don't, or that doesn't convey properly what she is. So is that what she's going to be like most of the film? I mean,
She's not a wilting flower. She's
mm-mm,
not.
no.
You want somebody on the front lines. That's Red Sonja. She'll be on the front lines.
Yeah. She'll be covered in blood. She'd probably be bruised and cut from all the battles, and she'll have that uh going to rip your head off and down your throat or your neck, but still be oddly enough. This is going to sound weird, but still sensual, right?
Mhm.
You can tell that it's still she's still feminine, but it's a feminine you
But
don't
you're
want
gonna
to f
like
with.
this movie no matter what they say. You have to like it, or you're gonna be a sexist if you don't like this movie.
I already am. I got the card. You want to see it? I mean, you know how meteorologists can have the letters after them, like the AMA shield after their name. I'm going to make make a little shield like that to put after my name
Mhm.
with all the things they call people like me.
And who's the actress for this?
Matilda Lutz is the actress.
What is she known for again?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know her from anything.
She's
I don't know.
I'm looking up her resume right now just to see what she's been in because I don't know her from anything.
She's an Italian actress, which no problem with that. Bringing. I mean, I'm just taking a look. 33, and she's an actress model. Um, I'm sorry, especially her in 2018 doesn't. It looks like a lot of films overseas,
Yeah,
but she was like in the Fifth Wheel. Yeah, looks like
not not not
nothing
a,
wrong with
not
that.
an
Nothing wrong with that.
extensive resume.
Mm-mm.
nothing I'm
Some
familiar with that.
television, some movies, but again, she's also a model, so
Yeah,
I don't. I'm sorry. I still don't. I don't see it. I still
no.
don't see it. Then take a look at some of the pictures that they have of her here, and I see one where she's in a movie where she's bloody, she's wearing a tank top, holding a rifle, and she's got kind of a mean look. But even that mean look wouldn't translate over. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
She's good at doing the shocked look. I'm taking a look at these pictures. She's good at doing shocked looks. But
yeah.
no, I'm not kidding. Because of the modeling stuff. But no, no, no.
I mean, one of the reasons why people like Vasquez from Aliens is because Vasquez, the actress, actually looked like she was ready to kick some ass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, did you see the picture of her recently at the Aliens Museum? I can't remember where it was, but overseas, and she's standing there. Obviously, older, the long hair, gray streaks, and all that, which looks really good on her. Don't
But
I'm not,
yeah, she had the gun prop.
and she had that big gun prop with a big smile on her face. Yeah,
Hmm.
I knew you would have seen it.
I did.
Hmm
And let's see what Tree Rock is saying.
He's saying something cool. I'm not on that page right now, so.
Red Sonja in an air conditioned environment so that her makeup doesn't run.
Oh, the war painting and all that, and especially if you start seeing that run, the makeup start running because you know she's kicking butt.
Yeah.
But to be
No,
honest with you, I'm looking
but
at these names. I don't really recognize anybody.
yeah, I'm looking at the names and I'm thinking, okay, I don't know who that is. I,
Hmm.
I unfortunately don't know who that is. You know, Robert Sheehan, I don't know who that is. Maybe if I
Yeah.
saw a picture of him, I might recognize him from something, but then again, I might not.
Yeah, I mean, most of these movies I'm seeing are TV shows. I mean, yeah, I heard the Umbrella Academy, and of course you have Underworld, uh, even Snowpiercer. But a lot of these, not really heard of. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind that there's a movie that is loaded up with unknowns because people got to get a start. Look at Star
Yeah,
Wars.
yeah.
But the thing is, they did throw in some people of note, like Galkin as Peter Cushing, to help out. But really, it was a film of unknowns. I have no problems with that. But it was even Conan, the original Conan the Barbarian, really was a bunch of unknowns. But you had Max von Sydow in there for in a cameo, and then of
Hmm.
course you had James Earl Jones. So you
Yeah.
still put a couple of no ones in there. I don't see any really no ones in there that would say, "Ooh, you know." And again, not necessarily in the lead spot. Uh, so, I mean, I hope these people are good. I'm sure they must be. And I don't know how Matilda Lutz is as an actress, um, but physique wise and look wise, uh, not impressed for the
No,
role. Not
no.
her as a person, not her as a person, just the role.
I mean, the thing is, I'm not saying that Red Sonja has to have some sexual appeal. I'm just saying
No,
that Red Sonja needs to have the build, the body build.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying she has to have the look, and that doesn't mean she has to be a looker.
No,
You know what I mean? Uh,
she
and
she has to have the look of someone who has seen and been through a lot of crap.
oh yeah, I mean the character was put through hell. I mean, in the first film, you kind of got that sense of what happened to her, and not too unlike Conan in some sense. You know,
Hmm.
at least the Conan movie. Um, Again, this is a character that was broken down and now has come back and meaner than ever. And it's got to be. She's not in her vulnerable stage no more. When
Yeah,
she's,
because
at that point.
when you see this promotional poster for it, she looks like she's vulnerable. She's
Yeah,
scared for her life.
right. Shocked. No, but there's a different shock. There's that shock when you're in this thing. It's like you see it, oh boy, and then you go at, we see it with Arnold, with be it Predator or whatever, where he's got that shock look, but then boom, that's not even that type of shock look.
No,
That's the shock look of mommy.
I'm scared.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is our heroes can be afraid, but
Of
it's how
course
you
they can.
portray,
Of course they
right?
can.
But it's how you portray it, right? You can see that they're scared, but that's what the big thing of a hero is. Alan Moore, take note of this. A real hero is someone who goes up above and beyond what is normal for them. And in many cases, a lot of these heroes in the movies are that way. They came, no, Ripley, no,
No.
basically a nothing to a alien killer. And even then, an alien, she's still not a true versatile fighter. The Marines are doing most of the dirty work on her. She does get involved a little bit, but then she kicks ass with the robot frame.
No, I was gonna say, but even then, Sigourney Weaver could display the emotion needed to show when Ripley was scared, and
Yep,
also when Ripley was being the leader.
right. Exactly. The growth of that character, which needs to be done with Red Sonja. It really does. You almost need to have that, starting out like a Ripley where, she was violated and stuff like that, to No, becoming Vasquez, whatever.
Vasquez.
Thank you. Type of character. In some ways, that's kind of how you have to play her. A little bit like that. The of Red Sonja. I have no hope.
And
I
I'm
have no
not
hope
gonna
for
watch
this
this
film.
movie, so
I mean, basically, this is a foreign film. If you kind of
Hmm.
take a look at it, which again doesn't bother me. Sometimes they can do a hell of a lot better job than our people, but I don't know if
Yeah,
they.
I mean, take a look at Godzilla minus one.
Mhm.
That was done a hell of a lot better than a lot of movies we
yeah,
do
but
here
that's
in the
this
states.
Japanese stuff. It's Japanese stuff.
Yeah,
They're normally on top
But
on a lot of stuff.
yeah.
what I'm saying is, I'm using Godzilla minus one as an example of a foreign film that can
Hmm.
do it right.
But it's
With a
Japanese
small
people,
budget,
that's why.
It's not just that, because I'm sure even the Japanese are capable of following
I
up a
was trying
movie.
to make a joke, man.
Y- you're not funny. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But well,
But no, I
one
get
step
you.
even further, with the Indian film industry expanding even more, they've been
Yeah,
putting some good
Bollywood.
stuff out. Yeah, I mean, they still have some, of the silly stuff, but even then, they're kind of branching out. Uh, some of the African stuff they're trying very hard over there. To our standards, it's still very amateurish, but they're trying. They have compelling stories and such, and that's the first step, the story.
Hmm.
Uh, but they're trying, and
Yeah.
at least they are, unlike Hollywood. And there's been many fine things that came out of European, but in this case, though, you know, I mean, you take a look at the spaghetti westerns; those are basically foreign films. If you take a look at it, many others that came over there, like the Jason and Argonaut stuff, in many ways were kind of that way too, even though they're back with Americans. But it looks like they're missing the mark on that, and I'm just disappointed. Open the comic book and look at the old original comics, and
Hmm.
I know
and yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
it, yeah,
And again, as we were saying earlier, I don't know much about Robert Sheehan's
no,
resume. I don't know about Wallace Day's resume. I don't know what about Michael Bisbane's resume, Martin
mhm,
Ford.
mhm,
Everybody listed there. I don't really know about their resume because I haven't seen them in
right.
anything.
But I'm rooting. I'm rooting that
Yeah.
this is a good leap. I mean, no one really heard of Harrison Ford till Star Wars. No one really heard of Mark Hamill until Star Wars. Carrie Fisher, some people had an idea because of who her
True.
parents were.
Hmm.
Uh, Let this be a springboard, I hope, for if they're good. You know, um, but yeah, Matilda Lutz. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean. It's not a personal attack against you. I'm not saying you don't have a nice physique. I'm not saying you're not a nice looking woman or any of that stuff. It's just I don't think you're cast. And we talked about this before.
Yeah, when
I'm
she was
convinced.
first announced as being casted as Red Sonja, we talked about it.
Right. I mean, we can do the flashback. You know, here we got the flashback, and it's like we're basically saying the same effing thing. Nothing has.
Mhm.
I know people are sitting back saying, "Well, let's see until it gets closer and how it looks." Same.
Mhm.
At least it's not worse yet.
Yeah, no,
And
exactly.
it goes on to say that this movie's producers are Avi Lerner, Rambo Last Blood. I watched Rambo Last Blood when it was on Amazon. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
the
heard you
greatest,
didn't.
but it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Canton, 300, Courtney Solomon, After, Luke Lieberman, Max Steel, Les Weldon, The Expendables, Krista Campbell, Hellboy, Laddie Grobman, Criminal, Joe Gata, Conan the Barbarian, MJ Bassett, Solomon Kane. I was about to say
Another Robert
Solomon.
E. Howard work.
Yeah. Jeffrey Greenstein, The Hitman's Bodyguard, Jonathan Younger, The Protege, Yariv Lerner, Rambo, The Last Blood. I mean, they've got some producers who have been associated with different,
Not too
IPs and
horrible though.
such, and one associated with the Expendables, but that doesn't really mean that the movie
Right.
itself is going to be worth a grain of
No,
salt.
exactly.
No, but and the thing
That's
is, that you
true.
got Conan the Barbarian. I'm sure that's the Jason Momoa one. So,
Yeah,
where I have to agree with Joe Rogan. Momoa was a great Conan. It's just the film needed a little bit more polish to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yep,
no, I totally agree with that. He was great as Cohen, and just with a better story, better writers, it would have been a lot better.
hmm I kind of liked it. I mean, I watched it and I wasn't
It's not too
put off
horrible.
seeing it.
It's pretty
No,
decent.
no, no. But Momoa actually fits the look of Conan much more than Arnold. Just like they said, Conan's not a bodybuilder. He's way, him as Conan is way too. Where Momoa was that, built with all the muscles, but it was like fighting muscles, not bodybuilder muscles. And that's
mhm,
what you need for Conan. That's what you need for Red Sonja. She needs to have fighting muscles. Someone would be going into an
mhm.
MMA ring.
Yeah,
Again,
and even
Toronto.
another thing, you know, put some scars on her body.
hmm Yeah,
Again, it would show that she's been through a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
No, that's not going to be a put off for us.
No, no, I don't mind when I see your main protagonist and they have battle wounds, battle
hmm
scars.
Right.
No, exactly. No, we just have to hope this movie is gonna be decent for people who are interested in it. I do not care
Well,
too much about the movie. But I've never really looked into a lot of Red Sonja stuff. I only know about bits and pieces and how she looks and stuff like that. But her look, she should look a little bit more like Red Sonja at least. But the movie can still be decent. You know, they have a
yeah,
good panel of creators on this project,
yeah,
but again, like Mike said, it doesn't mean that it will be a great project, but hopefully, they know how to communicate and work together for this. Hopefully,
yeah. I just want to have a good sword and sorcery movie. We need a good sword and sorcery movie, and yeah, that's why I'm slightly frightful of this. It's like if they don't do this right, then how long is it going to be till we see a sword and sorcery uh, film coming that way?
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately what you want. You want this movie to be a success, whether it's, released theatrically here or in Europe. We know that's going to be distributed in the UK and Ireland, but globally, you want it to be a success to where more movies like this will be coming out. And you're good to see you. Says Cheech swore that his character is racist and he has belittled this role over and over. This is
hmm
a shameless cash grab that's obvious nostalgia bait and likely not going to be funny. Well,
Well, yeah, we'll talk
we'll
about that
look at the
later.
trailer. We'll know when we look at
Yeah,
the trailer. We haven't looked at that
yeah,
yet.
the trailer is
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yes, yes, the trailer
yeah.
is
But
out.
that's a little
Okay,
that's a little ahead of ourselves, or we don't want to get wrapped into that.
I
Yes,
didn't
yeah.
even know there was a trailer. So, but
Yeah,
no,
I
if
didn't
there
either.
is, maybe that can change my mind. Maybe I will be interested after watching the trailer. But we will
Oh,
see.
with Cheech and Chong. Yeah. No, we'll find out when we get there.
yeah. And it does say the executive producers: Trevor Short, Dariana Pavlova, Bose Davison, Tanner Mobley, Nick Barucci, Dorothy Canton, Scott Carroll, Heidi Joel Markle. Co-producers include Shannon Lieberman, and that's it for the story. But
Yep. Yeah, I
I,
said what I said.
honestly,
Yeah.
yes, I know it's a small pet peeve, but for this promotional poster, I think they should have told Matilda, have a look on your face, Like you're John Wick, and somebody just killed your dog.
Well, I respectfully disagree with you. It's not a small nitpick. This is something that's going out there that's supposed to bring you in, and it's not doing that. This is a very important poster to have. This is what's telling you the set and the
This is what's
tone
gonna
of the
sell
film.
you for it.
Right.
This is what's gonna. But again, it can surprise us.
Yeah, it can.
I'm not gonna be like all like, oh, it's gonna be a shit movie and,
No,
and
no, no.
disastrous. The same happened with the Crow movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The way he looks. In the beginning, he was like, not the big fan of it. It didn't quite sell a lot of people, but especially
Right.
for me,
But
I gave it a shot and I loved it. So it might be the
well,
same thing happen here.
well,
Who knows?
but my thing is for the poster. Just like Transformers 1 with the first trailer that they had.
Yeah, with that
It
first teaser
Yeah, with the
trailer,
first
which
trailer. Yeah, that was
mhm,
terrible trailer. Exactly,
right.
but the movie was fucking good.
yeah,
Yeah, but my point is the poster that you were addressing Mike's nitpick. I think this is a big nitpick because it's even like that picture right there. It's not selling who Red Sonja is, and those small scenes that we saw
No,
earlier
because
again didn't really do that.
while I'm looking at this, what it reminds me of is like a cosplay picture of some
Yeah,
fan who is doing
hmm
Sonya
you got it.
cosplay.
Hmm.
So
I
what
You
they
know
should
what?
agree
have
with
Let
done,
me
you.
look up some Red Sonja cosplay just to see
Oh, I tell you,
what fans have done.
they have done fantastic work. I mean, you take a look at the. I mean, they do it better. They do it better than Hollywood. These cosplayers.
Just waiting for some images to come up.
Now we're going to be talking about Cheech and Chong, but it's going to be later in the show
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
go
it's
on.
gonna be later in
So
the show.
we'll get there. Yeah.
The new format, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been doing this for a few weeks now, is what you see in the thumbnail. That's the main event.
Mm-hmm. Which Cash hates because you remember how he was complaining so much about the the uh the Logan Tyson fight. He's like, why do they have all these other stuff there? I want to see the fight, and they got all these other fights. Why? You know, honestly, why these people?
Well,
these people.
let me go to Bing because what Braves bringing up is like, no, 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 that's not what I'm looking for. But yeah,
Uh,
I mean, Jace, you and I both know anybody who's watched wrestling knows you have the lower card, you have the
Yep,
mid card, and then you have the main
yep,
event.
exactly.
So that's just how it works. And I've been thinking about it for a while because before we used to go right into the main article that was on the thumbnail, but I was thinking, nah, got to do it differently.
yeah,
And
we
that is
did the main
normally what
article,
I've
and
been.
everybody left us, and we felt lonely.
Yeah, that's what basically I have mostly been doing is that in the middle of the show is like the main topic for the night. Because you have to like build up to the interesting part.
Hmm.
Is there anything
All right.
interesting? Oh. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I kid because I'm on the show, folks.
You could because you're a Baron tag. It's what you do.
Exactly.
I bust everybody's balls.
I mean, I'm seeing some, but the pictures aren't very good.
You almost have to put in like Comic Con. I hate to say. Comic Con, Red Sonja cosplay. That's when you really see it then, because every time I look see stuff, it's like Comic Con. Okay, Comic Con. Okay, Comic Con. It's like, F your Comic Con.
No, I don't want collectible statues or figures. I want freaking cosplay. Jeez. Uh,
I know.
uh,
I know.
well, we'll just move on to the next article.
Hit the button.
I will
You
hit the
better
button.
hope so.
I've got to get the article lined up before I hit the button, Baron. There's a formula to this, Baron.
Yeah, we haven't found it yet, Mike.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
All right, our next article comes from Fandom Pulse. It's by
Yay!
John F. Trent,
Trent!
formerly of
Always be
Bounding
careful
into
with those
Comics.
articles sometimes.
I know. We've criticized him. We criticized him before too.
Yeah. We were even criticizing Elon earlier.
We don't play favorites here.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we don't.
Well, me, but I'm a favorite.
But that's you.
In my own mind.
Wait. You're a favorite?
In my own mind.
But James Bond. A few weeks ago we had an article talking about James Bond and Barbara Broccoli saying that the people at Amazon had no effing idea what they were doing.
I'm shocked.
Well, now, here it is, several weeks later. Amazon MGM Studios gains full creative control of James Bond.
Ooh.
Oh, great!
How
That's
fun.
all we need is James Bond of power.
I'm so excited.
And you just can't hide it.
Yeah, I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice, Jace.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Wow.
James Bond is now
What
a
can
trans.
possibly go
I mean,
wrong? What can go
I mean,
wrong with this?
don't get me wrong. What I saw of Fallout, which I still have to finish, I liked it. But for every Fallout series, you get a Rings of Power.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, that is the thing, Amazon can do some cool stuff, for example, we
Yeah.
have Invincible, we have Fallout, we have, certain things that can be pretty decent. But
Yeah.
again, how they've been treating James Bond through the years, that's a big problem. And how are they gonna do this of how they view James Bond these days? Are they gonna censor his personality? Is my question. Are they gonna censor his personality? And all these kind of questions I have.
Well, let's find out what John F. Trent has to say in this article.
And he will tell us.
Yes. Amazon MGM Studios have reportedly gained full control of James Bond as longtime producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson are stepping back but still remaining co-owners. According to a report from Alex Rittman at Variety, Amazon MGM Studios, Wilson and Broccoli, however you want to say it, have formed a new joint venture to house the James Bond intellectual property rights. The three parties will remain co-owners of the iconic franchise, but Amazon MGM will have creative control. Mike Hopkins, the head of Prime Video and MGM Studios, stated since his theatrical introduction over 60 years ago, James Bond has been one of the most iconic characters in filmed entertainment. We are grateful to the late Albert R. Broccoli, and Harry Saltzman for bringing James Bond to movie theaters around the world, and to Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli for their unyielding dedication and their role in continuing the the legacy of the franchise that is cherished by legions of fans worldwide. He added, "We are honored to continue this treasured heritage and look forward to ushering in the next phase of the legendary 007 for audiences around the world." No, I don't want to discover more Fandom Pulse. Thank you very much. Wilson also commented, I don't at this time. Wilson also commented, "With my 007 career spanning nearly 60 incredible years, I am stepping back from producing the James Bond films to focus on art and charitable projects. Therefore, Barbara and I agree it is time for our trusted partner, Amazon MGM Studios, to lead James Bond into the future."
Trusted?
That's not what Barbara was saying a few weeks ago.
That's like, hey, Goldfinger, you want to take over?
That's like giving us the Doctor Evil.
Yeah.
I
These
mean,
are,
I
these
mean,
are,
well, let's face it. Austin Powers was a spoof of James Bond.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Broccoli also stated, "My life has been dedicated to maintaining and building upon the extraordinary legacy that was handed to Michael and me by our father, producer, Cubby Broccoli. I have had the honor of working closely with four of the tremendously talented actors who have played 007 and thousands of wonderful artists within the industry. With the conclusion of No Time to Die and Michael retiring from films, I feel it's time to focus on my other projects. Why not just enjoy your retirement?"
Well, people
And
like things.
it's good to see Wolverine, also known as Wolvie, the one quarter Jew. Good to see you, Wolvie.
1/4 oy vey.
Amazon acquired MGM, including James Bond, back in. Let's see, this is another John F. Trent. John F.
Yeah,
Trent trademark. Come on, John.
all the time.
the
He's always
year,
gonna do
the year
something.
202. Wow, this franchise has been a long time, folks.
Well, he started out as a Roman gladiator who was sneaking into Germany and other countries, and then it just evolved from there.
I mean, wow. The MI6. I mean, they've been around a long time. Agent
A
007
really
Well,
long
back
is,
time.
back then it was MI1AD. That's what was going on.
yeah. Oh boy. But I will go ahead and look it up when MGM acquired the rights to James Bond, just so I get it right.
Ding, 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 ding. I think 2002. Well, it could be anything, but I think it's like 2002 is about right. Not 202. Come on, Trent.
All right, I'm just waiting for that information to come up. Da.
Look at the look at
Uh,
that.
da-
Making sure Trent is cool and kosher, people.
The rights to James Bond franchise were part of Amazon's 8.25 billion acquisition of MGM back in 2022. Okay. So it was 2022. So 3 years ago is when they acquired the rights.
Get that too going, man.
The
We
company
love you,
share.
Trent, but come on, man.
I mean, this isn't the first John F. Trent article we've had to criticize, and
I
No.
know, I know. It's like
It's
we
a
like
lot.
you,
It's a
guy.
lot with him. It's a lot.
the company shared in a press release at the time. Amazon and MGM today announced that they have entered into a definitive merger agreement under which Amazon will acquire MGM for a purchase price of 8.45 billion. MGM has nearly a century of filmmaking history and complements the work of Amazon Studios, which has primarily focused on producing TV show programming. Amazon will help preserve MGM's heritage and catalog of films and provide customers with greater access to these existing works. Through this acquisition, Amazon would empower MGM to continue to do what they do best: great storytelling. Mike Hopkins noted James Bond was part of that catalog in the press release. MGM has a vast catalog with more than 4,000 films: 12 Angry Men, Basic Instinct, Creed, James Bond, Legally Blonde, Moonstruck, Poltergeist, Raging Bull, Robocop, Rocky, Silence of the Lambs, Stargate, Thelma and Louise, Tomb Raider. Thelma and Louise, I thought it was Cash and Burn. Oh well.
Hey, hey, hey. My breast might be big, but come on.
The Magnificent Seven, The Pink Panther, The Thomas Crown Affair, and many other icons, as well as 17,000 TV shows, including Fargo, The Handmaid's Tale, and Vikings, that have collectively won more than 180 Academy Awards and 100 Emmys.
Okay. And hands on here. Now that we got that, we have an idea for a new show. Thelma and Louise, but they're trans.
So I don't know. I kind of like my casting. You would cash
Great.
it, Thelma and
Sounds
Louise.
great.
Yeah, and the wig and all that. There we go. I can keep my beard. Cash's mighty chin.
A great chin, everybody.
It says Amazon taking full creative control of James Bond comes in the wake of No Time to Die, only grossing 758.9 million at the global box office, worse than both Skyfall and Spectre without factoring in inflation. Skyfall grossed 1.1 billion and Spectre grossed 879 million. It also performed worse than another Daniel Craig film when factoring in for inflation. Casino Royale grossed 594.4 million in 2006. That's approximately 798.9 million in 2021. It did perform marginally better than Quantum of Solace, which grossed 591.6 million in 2008, which was about 744.6 million in 2021. However, if you look at ticket sales, No Time to Die only sold 15.8 million domestically, while Quantum of Solace sold 23
No Time to
million.
Die was the last one, right? If I don't remember
Yes,
wrong.
yes, it was the last one with Daniel Craig.
Yeah. Just had to be sure.
And a
So
male.
long. When he dies, but he kind of don't die, but he dies but not die, because in the end of the movie he says Bond will return.
Yeah. I did hear that from a couple of people that watched it. And Yaron says Amazon will destroy MGM's legacy.
Yeah.
Well, they're most likely going to start with Bond, James Bond.
Jane Bond.
I mean, I don't know. I I don't know that we necessarily need them to make another James Bond movie, especially after the failure of No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they got stupid making the films. If I was in control of the Bond
Well,
franchise,
let's not also forget this factor too, Baron. Phoebe Waller-Bridge was part of that writing staff.
well, yeah, my point exactly. If I was in charge of Bond, I would get the ones that know James Bond the best out there, and there's a lot of them. I would make it a period piece. Let's go back to the
That would be
60s
great. Go like the period
and
piece.
how
That would
everything
actually be
is.
great.
And if we're going to start doing the novels, be truer to the novels than the film were.
And no
Because
censoring.
let's face it, in the novels, James Bond is an ass.
Yeah.
But that's why they're censoring it. They're censoring all the books now, you know? They've been doing that for a while. Because it's sexist and racist and terrible to read.
And
These
misogynist
people.
and all this, that, and the other.
But just let's get back to the old style, the old James Bond, and make like Baron said, a period piece. That would be great, you know. Not having, I don't want. It's kind of boring to see James Bond in this era of time because we have all this advanced technology right now. So it would be fun to go back to the old days, and he gets these cool equipments that not many other people have, because the problem now, everybody can have those equipments in the show, the movie, whatever it is.
Yeah, bring it back
Right.
to a simpler time where Q actually has to come up with a gadget. They have to use their brain power to come up with an idea for a gadget for James Bond to use. Just bring it back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
It's not that hard. It's just, go back to the good old days, get some cool gadget from that time that Bond will have, and, have some of the cool villains from the books and not censor his personality and let him be James
Mhm.
Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him be the exact same way he is in the books. It's gonna rub people the wrong way. Well, too bad.
Why not? People like suits. People like Mad Men. There you go.
Hmm.
If it worked there, it'll work for Bond.
Exactly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the box office numbers for this weekend. So let's go ahead and
Yay!
take a look at them, shall we?
They're excited.
Eh,
They're happy.
Super
Aren't they?
excited.
And
Woo!
you
No.
talk about a drop off.
I see the best movie there. Captain America Brave New World, everybody. Brave New World.
And please, at this time, welcome in the Pata Wannabe. Hey, Pata.
Hey,
Two
Hey.
smiling
I,
nipples.
I have no idea how my mic sounds right now. I don't know if it's too loud or too quiet. So just let me know if something goes wrong.
You're fine. You're fine. You're
Okay.
fine.
And yeah, I can't get it to save my stuff. It always has me re-enter my name and my camera.
That's
Yeah,
how it works here on this
I always have
program.
to, re-enter my microphone, re-enter my camera if I intend to use it during a broadcast. And
Or avatar or whatever.
yeah,
It doesn't save it. That's weird.
Yeah.
As
there are
long as it,
pluses. There are
as long
pluses
as it
about this
works.
program that I like, and then there are minuses that I don't like. One of the pluses is the price.
FREE?
No, but
No.
it's
Okay. I
cheap.
was curious.
It's cheaper than what StreamYards is asking for right now.
Amen.
Amen.
And Euron says the Falcon is not Captain America, and nobody who hates America can be Captain America.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly. I've not seen the movie. I've only seen the ending of the movie because I wanted to be sure how much people get to see of Red Hulk, and
Hmm.
it's only in the end. Everything that people wanted to see
I
was
I've heard it's only 5 minutes that you actually get to
ish. Yeah,
see
it's
him.
it's around the 5 minutes time. It's around that. Yeah. And I've
Let's hype a
heard.
non-factor, basically.
Yes, that's what it is, and you kind of have three villains, kind of. The Red Hulk is not a villain, but you kind of have three villains in a way. I've had a couple of friends who saw the movie, and they explained the whole movie to me. I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what the trailer showed. It's everything that the trailer showed. And
Except
I
Red Hulk goes, "Get off my plane!"
exactly, but no, so I just saw the ending because I need to see how many minutes he actually gets in the movie, just so I know so I can talk about it.
Well, after supposedly making 100 million over the President's Day holiday weekend last weekend, look at this drop: 28.2 million. And
Ouch.
Wolfie says, "I saw it. It sucked." And I know if Wolfie says something sucks, it sucks.
But this was supposed to help keep on saving Disney. Come on, it's like Wolverine and Daredevil, the savior of
What?
Disney
No,
Marvel.
Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't consider that a Disney Marvel project. I consider that
Yeah,
the last bastion of 20th Century Fox.
and Ryan Reynolds. Yes.
Yeah.
And remember, the creator of this movie said this was gonna be like Winter Soldier.
Which one? The one we never got?
The movie Captain America: The
No,
Winter Soldier.
I understand,
Yeah.
but it's not like the one we got.
No,
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 no.
no.
So the creator compared this movie to the Winter Soldier movie.
And that was a good movie.
That was phenomenal. Those Captain America movies, for me, exceeded all expectations, and I mean, by far, those were the least. Captain America in the first phase was the one I was looking forward to the least, and it was probably the best in my mind. They just blew it out of the water.
I liked Captain America: The First Avenger, and I liked Captain America: Winter Soldier. To me, Captain America: Civil War. I know what happened in the comics, but it's basically an Avengers movie before we got Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, they should have just called it Avengers because that's what it was.
It's like infighting.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets along all the time.
No,
that's normal.
Especially with a guy like Tony Stark in the mix. I mean, God.
Well, the guy's got to eat. The guy's got to
money,
eat,
right? He's rich. I just want his money.
The guy makes you hate him and love him in like the same sentence.
That's his job, and he does it well.
But as you can see with this movie, it's made $289 million worldwide, which isn't bad. But let me look up the budget for the film and see what it has to go up against, because there were reportedly some reshoots associated with this movie as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did hear a little bit of information that gives Falcon a little more legitimacy. I guess his wings are now Wakandan technology.
Yeah, it's all Wakandan technology, yes.
That at least it's like, okay, maybe he's got a chance at some stuff now. But it still is wrong.
Captain
it's
America
still
has
all wrong.
Problems fighting like normal Hulk. He even has problems with it.
Well, I would think that's kind of Captain America's thing. He's a super soldier, but he's all human. He like prides himself on his humanity, so.
And they are teasing up to the X-Men now. I
did
hear
oh no. I saw the picture. Oh my God.
One of the big things in the movie that I got to hear from the friends that have seen the movie, it's about adamantium. They have adamantium in the movie. They mention adamantium.
Yeah, they're finally referencing the celestial that's been there forever.
Yes. Because they go back to that, yes.
God,
and then they find adamantium from it.
Hey guys, remember this? From we don't even know where it's from, but remember?
Remember this movie nobody talks about anymore from this company? A movie they try to forget exists.
That's a movie we actually would have taken off streaming, but it's an important part to our story.
Apparently. We're the Avengers,
Oh, that's not their story.
Whose story is it?
And
while we're at it, get off my plane!
Get off my porch.
But according to my search on Brave, it says, as of February 23rd of this year, the reported production budget for Captain America: Brave New World is $180 million. However, there are conflicting reports suggesting that the budget may be significantly higher due to extensive reshoots, with some sources estimating the total budget ballooned between $350 million to $380 million.
Yeah, I heard that 180 quote is probably most likely their beginning budget cost.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget the cost of all the weed for Harrison Ford.
Yeah, of course, he needed all the weed. That's true.
Yeah, that raised the price up a little bit.
Even with the added cost of where do you think the money's going still? Because it can't be for the computer technology to run this, because it's like they were able to do all the Avengers and all the aliens and everything in those movies, and that movie probably wasn't even budgeted at 180. I mean, I don't know.
Laundering. I mean, really.
Yeah, no, good
No,
point.
Yeah, right.
It's a great point. It's a great word. Yeah.
I am absolutely positively in my head believe that what we see here is a bunch of laundering that's happening, and it's going to catch up. I mean, if they keep on having these losses so they can launder
Doge
this
is
money.
coming.
Well, I mean, Doge's coming, yeah, because obviously they're a private organization,
Oh my
but
gosh.
isn't it kind of the same as what we're seeing with the corruption in the government?
Yeah, and I'm for whatever reason I'm not even thinking of that. I'm just thinking they have a wider berth on what they allow called filmmaking, so it makes sense. I don't think of it initially, but it totally makes sense. Especially they know what was going on way before we do. They knew this ship was going down a long time ago.
Well, yeah, they do, but they're still not being smart about it. Really,
I think we're just getting hipper to the game. I really do. I just think I don't think they're doing anything they didn't ever do before. We have people now that want to find out. Like we've been saying, YouTubers are the new journalists. They're the people that are going out there and trying to find the scoop because it can matter to their YouTube channel.
Well, it's more than that. This is something that Mexican Iron Man has been talking about for a while. What was it? I'm trying to remember which movie it was he was talking about.
What was it, Captain Marvel?
Might have been. I can't remember, but where they're saying that the theaters, all sold out and all that, right?
Yeah, that's Captain Marvel. That's Captain Marvel. They said that everything sold out,
well,
but it didn't sell out at all.
It wasn't just that film, though. And Mexican Iron Man was stating, because he's a numbers guy, this is his thing, but he was putting that heavy hint, and that was, 2 years ago?
It was a couple of years.
And
more than 2 years ago for Captain Marvel. That was 2019.
Yeah,
that was the end of the previous phase.
But whatever it was, and of course we all know Mexican Iron Man was doing that just for clicks, so people would run to his channel like mad. Bullshit on that. Mike, as he says, he's not a YouTuber. He's only doing one show now.
He deals with numbers.
Yeah,
as his job.
Yeah, corporate numbers,
and they like to lie about that. They do like to lie about theater selling out and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
It's like I just saw, from the premiere to Brave New World, they're like, oh, so much sold out, this and this and this, and it was barely people in the cinema at all watching the movie. It's a couple of people, but not sold out or not full or anything. But they're like trying to oh, there's so many, it's full, it's sold out. It's like, no, it's not. We can see it's not, we understand.
Well, we know. We've been kind of talking about, again, like everything else, we're told to shut up. We're told that we don't know what we're talking about. Don't believe our lying eyes. We've been told a lot of stuff, and it's not.
Oh, we will hear it all the time.
Obviously, when we talk about, we're not doing it for the clicks.
You think I'm doing it for the clicks? I'm not doing it for the clicks.
Of course you do, Mike.
I see articles that I want to talk about, or headlines that catch my attention. It's like, I want to talk about this. I want to see what this is all about.
But we I know for us, and I know several others talk about it because they care.
I talk about this stuff because I do care. I still talk about Star Trek because there's a part of me that still loves Star Trek.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. It's like for me with Star Wars, I still love Star Wars, and that's why I sometimes talk about it still, because I'm a passionate fan of this universe.
Mm-hmm. And always will be.
Exactly. Everyone.
Right.
No, of course, but everyone here on the panel, we will always be passionate fans of the stuff that we grew up loving, and we will always talk about it because we still love it, no matter how much we have to talk shit about the stuff that's going on. But We don't
I
want
do.
to. That's the thing. We don't want to
uh,
talk shit about it. We want to be happy and rant about having fun, but it is what it is.
But the one thing though is we're starting to see a new creature come into all this. Instead of telling us, and the tickets were quote unquote sold out, just they weren't being sold out to people going to see the film. Again, laundering. But now we're seeing that new creature that started showing up ever since then. And that the what they're saying it cost, we're finding out, but it's not being reported of other costs that they have in there, and that's the new creature that's now coming in. What they're not reporting are telling us
Mhm.
that, oh yeah, they say it's this much, but it really could be this much because of this, and this. Okay, then what's that? And why aren't you
Because
talking about it?
with a company like Disney, you're not going to get the full facts.
Right?
Oh no, you're never gonna get the full fact.
No.
It's like a lot of stuff they hide from the public people with numbers and everything like that they don't want to show.
And who else?
Exactly. Look at a lot of gaming companies, for example. They don't like to show all the numbers a lot of
No.
times, and a lot of times the fans, the people who talks about this, is the one who
Well,
finds the numbers and deep
uh,
dive into it.
Avowed came out this last week, and
Ah,
you had one of the people that were producing the game come out and attack gamers. Why should someone spend their hard-earned money to buy the game when if they have Game Pass, yeah, they've already given Microsoft that $30, but I'd rather try a game like Avowed for $30 and find out for
No,
myself if
exactly.
it
Yeah.
sucks instead of paying $70.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
No, I
it,
agree
it,
with
it,
that.
I saw one about the one
Because
developer. Oh, sorry, go on, go on.
with that producer going after fans, that tells me you don't really want to sell the game if you're going to attack your paying consumer base.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was watching another one where the little guy was being a pissant because of criticism. Of course, he's talking about all this quote unquote attack or whatever, assault on these poor developers, and you don't have the right to. And it's like, uh, and of course, he kept, as he sat back, he kept his comment section open for now because someone said they're surprised that the comment section was still open. He goes, for now. But
Yeah, of course
everyone
it
was
will
also
be. Of
responding
course they
back.
do.
They were responding back saying, well, what about when we were being attacked by you people? We had
You
legitimate
people.
attacks.
You
Yeah,
people.
Sorry.
there we go. But the thing is when we criticize, all of a sudden this is hate speech and all that. We're letting you know what we like because it's a $70 game. You don't seem to understand that. You keep on saying $70 game, but you're saying it like that dummy in Congress when
Mm-hmm.
Trump sat back and said he wants to give $5,000 back to every household, and she goes, "We're not in the business of giving money back, and that's nothing. That's really nothing." It's like
Well,
you're out of touch. $5,000 a household is a
I've
lot,
seen
and
people.
$70 for a game is.
I've seen people respond to that, Baron, when that particular representative make that statement about $5,000 not going far. For some families, that could go very far.
And if you want your games to sell a little bit better, maybe do not attack the audience,
Please.
Well, that goes in the gaming industry and that goes in the movie
Film and
television
everything.
industry. You don't attack your audience. It would be like me coming on here one day and attacking everybody that's in the chat right now.
How dare you?
That's my job.
Yeah, that's Baron's job.
I never.
Especially Padawannabe.
Oh.
That would be absolutely stupid of me if I did that.
No, exactly.
Attacking everybody who's come and supported this channel, and then all of a sudden turn on them. What is this, wrestling? What?
He's a heel. He's a heel.
Or what are you? Or what are you standing in the ring? I'm going, looking underneath the ring for a chair. I grab a steel chair. I come into the ring that say it's Chase, and then I hit him over the head with the chair.
He asked the
Yeah,
audience,
no,
"What do you
exactly.
want to hear?" It doesn't matter what you want to hear.
And then I come out the next week and say, everybody wants an explanation as to why I did what I did. It's because of you people.
Exactly,
That's the
and
standard
yeah,
wrestling
Yeah.
script. If in
but
case
but it,
anybody's not
it is
familiar
the
with
same
wrestling,
thing, you
whenever
know. If
somebody turns heel.
Yeah,
What's
but it is the
rest?
same thing. If somebody is like critical or have criticism and stuff like we don't go out and attack them or be an asshole to them. We listen and just like okay,
Mhm.
we'll listen.
Yeah.
I could see Pacific scanning through, like clicking each of the comments in the chat. He's like, "What? What? What? What?"
Well, but the one thing this
You're
one guy was also
banned. You're
saying is,
banned. You're banned.
he said the one thing he sat back and said this because he was with Failguard and he ran like all get out from the company for somewhere else to ruin. But he sat back and said the people if you really want to assign blame to the two top names, but you leave everybody else alone. Well, usually the two top names don't know what the heck's going on because they're the company is financing. It goes down to the people who are designing, writing, all that stuff, even doing the art.
Mhm.
It's like no, everybody's fair. If it's an area and they did it wrong, they're fair for criticism. But we don't like criticism no more. It hurts our little feelings. It's like tough. We've all been criticized. Come on, get over it.
Yeah.
Let the other one drop.
If someone doesn't like a particular episode of Pop Talk, well, let us know. Let us know why you didn't like it.
Delete.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, exactly.
From my delete from my watch list. No.
I mean, if you don't like a particular episode, say what I didn't like it because I didn't think you had to talk about this article for as long as you did, or this topic for as long as you did, or
I didn't like this
why weren't you
video.
talking about this?
I didn't like this
In other words,
video. You attacked your fans.
In other words, just what we hear from Cash
No,
after every
exactly. Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
So
But-
way over budget.
Yeah, way over budget, and
Yeah.
it hasn't made its budget back yet. And who's
And it
to
is
say it's
crazy,
even going to
and
be profitable? Because you got to factor in advertising too.
And they had to hide the star on the poster in a certain country.
that they also had to do, and again, and they also use like
Oh.
really cheap CGI, in these movies now. Cheap CGI, like the Red Hulk in this looks so terrible with so bad CGI that you can just use people that are good with AI can just use AI and it will be better. And you can do it for a small amount of money and some free programs, and you'll make better CGI
Hey,
than Hollywood.
Yeah, I think we all saw Martha Stewart dancing in that Super Bowl commercial. So oh.
But the other movies for this weekend, The Monkey, that's I saw the trailer for that. That looked interesting.
The monkey?
Hey, we're the monkey.
I don't know this movie.
I don't know this one. Ooh, it's scary. It looks like
It's basically one of those wind-up monkeys, and
Oh. It's a
Yeah,
Chucky movie.
yeah.
me.
Basically what it says here is when twin brothers Bill and Hal find their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start. The siblings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years.
Over a monkey.
A toy monkey. Then you got Paddington in Peru. That made 6.5 million. And it's only made 150 million worldwide. But are they even marketing it to kids? Because this is a kids movie.
Well, it should be, yeah. But I briefly heard about it. It's like push it out there. Come on.
Well, it may just not be being advertised on our Paddington, from what I understand, is a very well liked by the people that watch, by families and children, you know.
Mhm.
So I don't know if each one still has the quality, but I would think there's a lot of, as soon as they get wind of this coming out, they're already, the people that are going to go see it already have the plans.
Yeah,
They would go
and
see it
there
forever.
there used to be a Paddington series on HBO because I remember watching it a few times when my parents had HBO.
Well, I mean, it was a successful movie with Peter Capaldi, if you remember that.
Yeah, and Neza too, or Ja. What's its country of origin? I'm looking up the full information here.
Mhm. He's working hard.
But you have to be an
Hardworking man.
IMD Pro member. So you know what? I'm going to use Brave. Hey, Brave, tell me.
How brave of you.
Who are these guys and gals? I need information.
Come on, man. Give me the information. Come on, man.
Okay,
Come on, give Jace the information. He's Norwegian. He needs all the help he can get.
They've got a site. I'm clicking on the site.
It's Chinese.
Yeah. Yep. It is.
It is Chinese.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That can be a decent movie, though. A decent animated movie, though.
It could be. I'm not gonna mock it.
Hey, I'm all for bringing North Korean anime.
He would be.
Of course, Baron.
Let's see. Yeah. That's what I discovered too. And let's see. Wolverine says make Paddington versus Winnie the Pooh.
Deathmatch.
No,
Hell
that's
yeah.
not.
Let's get it. Let's let it happen. Come on. But no,
Okay, I've got an idea for WrestleMania.
yeah.
Oh,
Two
bother. How am I going to beat him?
But no, I want to give
I've got an idea
give
for
this movie some bit of
WrestleMania.
a chance.
It's
I'm gonna give this movie a chance.
It's Paddington Bear versus Winnie the Pooh. Hell in a Cell.
Oh, I was gonna think
Inferno match.
the honey pot match.
The honey pot match.
Two bears enter, one bear leaves.
2 bears, 1 pot.
Oh
Right.
no!
Oh God!
No!
Right.
It's
What
just
the
honey.
hell is wrong with you? What? There's something
I think that's a lot of wrong with him.
with
Something, yeah.
Yay.
But no,
Oh,
Something
Pata.
so
My plan
moving
is
on.
working perfectly.
Mike, see that I'm really behaving. It's Padawan be this troublemaker.
Yeah. You know, it's weird. Usually you're the one that
Weird,
misbehaves.
right? Exactly.
Well, no, but see, what
That's why I call you the problem child of Pop Talk.
I'm just riding Baron's wake.
Well, see, and now I'm trying to cash. Yeah, these people.
These people. Yeah, I
yeah.
can hear that. I hear his voice. It's these people. Oh, what happened with Mike?
We lost Mike.
Oh no!
Oh no!
We lost Mike. Guess who's in charge?
Oh my lord! It's our show. You know, welcome everybody. We're gonna have a lot of fun talking about some cool stuff.
Welcome
what
to
the
the
talk
Beyond.
about.
Yeah, welcome Beyond 2.0. And
yeah.
Back.
No.
Back.
Get off.
I booted myself.
I had a feeling you yeeted yourself.
Get off. This is our show.
Cue Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Get off. This is your show? Only Micatron leads.
I get to say a freaking word. It was all the usurpers you brought. And see what happens? They come out of their California land, and then they try to take over.
Yeah, but see,
Exactly.
these two aren't in California land. Only the chin is in California land.
No, but I said like
got rid of
California.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got treated for that affliction.
Well, yeah, that's what Cash is suffering from. Cash is suffering from California. Well, I mean, he does work for Gavin Newsom. You guys, he really does. It's not a joke. He does work with Gavin Newsom, but he still has problems. He still has a problem with the grid. So, I mean, I don't know. The grid.
And
he hasn't played the games yet, so he,
the remaining
these people.
The remaining 5 movies of this weekend, well, we got Hard Eyes, which opened at number 3 last week, and it's now at number 6 with only 2.8 million. And we got Shava, or Shiva, or Shava, I don't know. That made 2.6 million. And then Mufasa, the Lion King, 2.5.
Mufasa.
The Unbreakable Boy, 2.5, and One of Them Days, 1.4. That's what I usually say when Cash and Baron are both here. It's just one of them days.
I've not heard of any of those movies that I recall.
Good boy, Baron. Good boy.
I'm being a good boy.
Good. I'm glad you're I'm glad you're behaving.
Yeah, I am, honestly. And
got a whole bag of treats for you after the show.
But this is Padawannabe and in some ways Chase.
Extinction to all traitors!
That's you coming back in. There goes Padawannabe.
Yeah, trying to usurp Micatron. I see how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I will always be on your side, Micatron.
You are no one's side but your own. Padawanna scream.
They got me.
Padawannabe.
Padawanna scream.
Padawanna screamy.
Nice.
He's screaming. He's screaming at us. He's mean.
Oh.
We're having a lot of fun today.
Good. So
Speak
good.
for yourself.
I'll go ahead and admit.
Yes, I am speaking for myself. We are having a lot of fun today, aren't we?
I will completely admit this ahead of time. Regardless of how it does, I'll probably end up watching this darn movie when it streams, just because Mike kind of said it before. That's why we have these services, so I don't have to go out and see it new or buy it. That's why I have Game Pass. That's why I have these, Netflix and the big D plus and everything. So right along, if they don't want us buying that, don't make it available in 2 months.
Unfortunately, our Norwegian ambassador has to go.
Ambassador.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, Chase. Wow.
More of a liaison, but
Yeah.
I have other stuff I have to do too. So I'm gonna be on another stream tonight also. So I want to have some energy
big
for
man
that.
got plans.
Listen to me.
Yeah, and I want to get some food.
Oh yes. I have to be on another show. Not your piddly little show, Pacific. No, I have to leave so I can get rid of the stench of pop talk.
Of course, and I just forgot to I see Phil McCracken finally showed up.
Oh, he's been here.
Yeah, he lurks.
Yeah, he screams Horus Heresy, but he's Little Horus, so which is a natural character in the Horus Heresy.
But Jace, before you go ahead, promote yourself. Let everybody know what's coming up on 540 Studio.
Yeah,
What's
well, of
540 Studio?
course. Oh, what's gonna happen? No, so of course you can find me and also Baron Norman Tag and Cash
Huh?
Money. And of course, sometimes when Mike have time, he's always welcome to always be on our shows to talk about whatever the nonsense we're talking about. So you can find me, of course, on the Beyond on 540 Studio, our channel, and also on Saturdays we do a show called the Skullcast, where we have fun and just talk about whatever we want to talk about. So last night's show was really well. We even had a old friend of ours being a guest on the show. Everybody knows him as the defender of the multiverse, aka Sparta Chris.
Ooh,
Joined as a guest
yay.
yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. Talked about some wrestling, talked about some anime stuff, just having a great time. And you can also sometimes find me with Sir Talks a Lot, where we talk about disgusting food crimes. And it's really fun to a certain point until he shows us a pizza with testicles. That was disgusting.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
I thought that'd be right up your alley, Chase.
so,
Oh.
fuck you, Corey, but I still love you, buddy. And sometimes you can find me with the Comic Relief Crusader, where we talk about funny news and articles and what's going on in the pop culture world. And of course, if you are interested, I released an album, and I've gotten a lot of good feedbacks on the people that has heard the album. And you can also find me. This is what I'm gonna say now. You can also find me on Vinyl Revival. That is where I will be tonight. We're gonna talk about some Midwest rock bands and stuff like that.
Do you have
Um,
their link?
Not on this computer. I have it on the other computer, unfortunately. Um,
Wow.
yeah. I need haven't fixed everything because I'm also using Brave on this one, so I don't have everything set up here. Um, but it is Vinyl Revival on Rumble, where I will be tonight. We're gonna talk about again Midwest bands and stuff like that. And what else? Yeah, we're gonna do a show at some point about my music, so that's gonna be a lot of interesting things to talk about. I call it the music art of no art. A little bit of a Bruce Lee reference in a way, just with music. Um, and other than that, as I always say, just remember life's too short and make the most of it. And we on this panel, we love you and appreciate you. And none of us would have been here today if it wasn't for all of you great people out there. So thank you for the love and support. It means the world. That's about
Well,
it.
thank you very much, Jace. I'm
Yay.
still looking for Final Revival's Rumble channel, so give me a few moments.
People like that, Chase. Look at that. They love you, man. They love you.
Give me a second here.
But I appreciate you coming on, Jace. It's always a great time when you come on, and of course, make sure you go over to Jace's channel, subscribe to 540 Studio, check him out on the Beyond, check him out on Skullcast, and
everything else that I do.
You talk about skulls. So is it like different ages of skulls, or like Cassandra skull, Homo
It is
sapien, Homo?
shares. It's shares. Skull.
Oh,
Yeah.
then say cheers, or say Nostrovia, Nostrovia.
And I sent a
So
link in the private chat to Vinyl Revivals.
thank you.
good job, Jace.
It's there we go. I think you got it.
I'm looking for it right now.
Anything you want,
There it
you
is.
got it. There we go.
I'm copying the link and I'm putting it into the chat here shortly.
I sent you the right one now because he has 2 channels. I sent you the right one now.
This is like dealing with Cash. He is our.
He is Cash.
But the thing is that a Vinyl has 2 channels, Credence and Vinyl Revival, and Vinyl Revival is the official one.
All right. Here you go, folks. Here you go. Those of you on YouTube. Those of you on Rumble.
Oh, and I got
And
a link for
those
the
of you
DJ.
on X,
So the show will be in about almost like 3 hours ish until it starts.
okay.
So it's gonna be really late for me, but I'm still gonna be there, or he's gonna start guilt tripping me. And I like my ego a lot, and he feeds my ego that I'm such a good editor with everything I do. So I need that. I need that a little.
Suck up.
You need that. You need that push.
I
Is what
need
you're
that ego
saying.
boost. Yeah, yeah, of course. I feed on it. No, just kidding. But other than that, thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun, and have a great time, brothers.
Or is
You
it?
too, Jace. Thank you very much.
Take
Really
care,
appreciate it.
brother.
Take care, everybody. See y'all.
And let me just go ahead and open up the YouTube description real quick, and I'll put all those links in there too. And then we'll continue on with the articles that we have for today. As a matter of fact, Baron, go ahead and
What?
let's see. Go ahead and bring up the Doctor Who one. I'll give you the link in the private chat, and
I'm here. I'm sitting, I'm waiting, I'm being patient. Patient, don't you see? Yes, sirree. Hey,
there you
gotta
go.
have some music in the
There you go.
background. Oh,
There you
oh, you
go.
gave. Oh, you were really personal. I went in the general behind the scenes here. Okay, I'm calling it up. Do you want me to call it up on screen?
Yes, yes, and I'm gonna get
Oh,
Jace's
gee.
links into the description.
Okay.
Hey,
More
you're not here to look pretty, pal. You're not here to look pretty.
Oh, look at me. I am pretty. Look at that, guys. There you go. So we have this from Comic Book. I think that's all they're known. Comic Book, or is it Comic Book News? I just
Comicbook.com is
comicbook.com. How
yeah.
egotistical of them. And of course, the headline is Doctor Who cancellation, recasting rumors swirl, but series responds. The BBC clears the air over Doctor Who rumors. This is byline Chris Agar, and it is dated, looks like a couple days ago, the 19th of this month at 10:34. Amidst rumors of the possibility of Doctor Who being canceled or potentially recasting the title role, the BBC has issued an official statement regarding the show's future. The speculation stemmed from a report in The Sun, which stated Doctor Who was about to be put on ice for an extended period of time, estimated between 5 to 10 years. I'm rooting for that. Citing perceived disappointment over season 14's rating. I thought that was technically season 1 because everything was being rebooted. The Sun also claimed that current Doctor Who star Shitty Gotcha has already filmed a regeneration sequence that would air at the end of the upcoming season 15, billed as season 2 by Disney Plus. Haha, told you. As the actor is supposedly moving to Los Angeles to pursue Hollywood work. In fact, he is rumored to be cast to be the new James Bond. However, the BBC has refuted these rumors. This story is incorrect. Oh, sorry, I should do it properly. This story is incorrect. Doctor Who has not been shelved. The network statement, which was published by Radio Times, reads, as we have previously stated, the decision on season 3 will be made after season 2 airs. The deal with Disney Plus was for 26 episodes, and exactly half of those still have to transmit. As for the rest, we never comment on the Doctor and future storylines. um,
I don't know.
yeah.
That reeks of cancellation to me.
Oh. Back in 2022, Gotcha was officially cast as the 15th Doctor and made his debut on the 2023 Christmas special, where he came out of David Tennant's dick. Yes, he did. You go back, it's
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube. He came out of David Tennant's dick. His first full season as the series lead premiered last year. Though the BBC has not yet announced a release date for season 15, they're still crying over the rating numbers from season 14. It is coming out the same point this year. A trailer for Gotcha's next season premiered over Christmas, giving audience their first look at the Doctor's new companion and begging you, please, please watch. Doctor Who showrunner and general hack and pissant Russell T Davies is hopeful there will be a third season, but he would be surprised because he's been trying to run it into the ground since he had the show back in 2005. With Gotcha as the lead, though he admitted it is an industry decision. While he is working on developing more episodes, oh, God help us all, your episodes suck. He said he figured a decision on a renewal wouldn't be made until after season 15 airs. In other words, he's got his stuff out on LinkedIn. Since Doctor Who was relaunched in 2005, the lead actors tend to stick around for a few seasons, with the exception of Christopher Eccleston, who only headlined the revival's first season and left because of Russell T Davies being an utter and total jackass dipshit jerk. And David Tennant coming in, and David Tennant turn as the 14th Doctor, which spanned three. The 14th. Oh, that's the one where the 14th spanned 3 episodes, which was in that. Okay, I understand now because they're doing all sorts of crazy, stupid crap over there. All of the stars have been featured in at least 3 seasons in various specials. Matt Smith's 11th Doctor appeared in 4 seasons. While it's too early to definitely state what will become of Gotcha's iteration, everyone kind of hopes that they wipe these tapes. While history suggests he will get at least one more season before wrapping up his tenure, but that never happened for Colin Baker, so F you. That conceivably could be changed depending on how the upcoming season performs, but pulling the plug after 2 seasons would mark a shift in the way the BBC has handled Doctor Who for close to 2 decades. Except for during the Michael Grade years, you dumb shit. Though the show now being a co-production of the ever-failing and losing money Disney would impact the decision. You got that right. Gotcha's debut season of Doctor Who earned widespread critical acclaim. With who? Who? With people praising the actor's performance. All 3 million of them, that's about it. And even then, they all didn't like it. Critics felt Gotcha's turn injected some fresh life and energy into the long-running show. So it would be a shame if his time as the Doctor was over so quickly. No, it wouldn't. If Gotcha's second season receives a similar reception, the BBC and Disney might be inclined to keep him around in an effort to maintain the positive momentum. What momentum? They've had the least amount of viewerships ever in Doctor Who.
They're spinning it.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see what. Comicbook.com.
It's what comicbook.com does. They like to spin things.
Comicbook.com, bend over, grab your ass cheeks as wide as you can, shove your head up there until it starts coming out your mouth because you're nothing but a fucking hack out there. Okay, I'll finish this up. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but even Gotcha's departure after 2 seasons, it sounds like Doctor Who will be sticking around for the foreseeable future. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It does not. It sounds like it's been canceled. They just don't want to outright say it's been canceled.
Well, you want to know a little thing? And this goes back to the original Doctor Who show, 26 seasons, right? They come to the end of the 26th season and they put the show on hiatus. Doctor Who was never canceled. It was never canceled. It was placed on hiatus. And then you had the 96 film. And then you had the 2005 iteration. Right? But even for those years, Doctor Who was in a hiatus state. Of course, you had the children's special, that one special that they had, the Curse of the Fatal Death was something else. Sorry. Um, but the thing is this Russell T Davies' iteration of Doctor Who sucks. It's crappy. His writing sucks. It's crappy. He is a hack writer, and he's an agenda-based one.
Hmm.
He's
And
gay.
there
He's trying
were
to put as much gay stuff in there.
those of us on this panel who were weary about Russell T Davies taking control of Doctor Who again, and
Yeah, me.
basing that off of what happened before. Yes, I know it was you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm just doing the ego thing like Chase does. No, I mean, Wolvie, you're absolutely right. It should have been Doctor Ha for a long time. About the only thing I ever liked about this new iteration of Doctor Who was Eccleston's first season. It was at least was still tame, and I
First
thought
and
that,
only season.
yeah, and I thought that he was uh a great. If he would have had a couple more seasons, or at least one more season, he would be kind of hailed as one of the great doctors out there because of how he was playing the role. He had it down. He had it down. The next one could be Capaldi, but Capaldi was in the middle of a bunch of shitty production and writing crap. I mean, he was handed crap.
He got screwed over.
Yeah. And then when we got chin balls in there and Jodie Whittaker, the worst. And not just because she's a woman, the worst because she only had one look. It looked like she was constipated all the time. I mean, Tom Baker had the eyes. Tom Baker had the eyes. And there's a reason why. And he could use them. But her I'm constipated look,
Yeah, even my sonic screwdriver can't help this constipation.
And her years were absolutely horrid. Absolutely. The first season of Doctor Who of the new series was probably, I think, the best. But then it turned into a girly soap opera. And then they got mad when Peter Capaldi came around because, oh my God, it's an old guy. Who are we going to jill to now? Because that's what it was.
You want to know something, Baron? I liked Matt Smith as the Doctor because that's when I started getting into Doctor Who.
Yeah. But the thing is his tenure was filled with a lot of crap too.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't doing what Doctor Who was best.
Stephen Moffat isn't an angel either when it comes to writing for the series.
Oh, hell no. None of those guys are. Moffat.
And I'm not talking about Weeping Angels either.
No. Which was overused to death. They really weren't that great of a villain. They were a great one-off villain, but they weren't one that, hey, let's bring it back all the time.
And I'm sorry, when they brought back the Cybermen, it almost seemed to me like they were overusing them, like the Berman era of Star Trek overusing the Borg.
Well, what they really overused were the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
And they were. I mean, back in the day, yeah, during Hartnell, he had like 4 encounters with the Daleks, but one of those encounters lasted 12 episodes, 13 if you want to count in the one where none of the characters ever appeared in that. I got a mental block on the name. Someone I'm sure will. Expedition? No, I can't remember. But it was kind of a lead up. It was kind of a lead up to the Dalek Master Plan series. But they had 4, and of course back then you had like 50 some episodes a year of Doctor. I mean, almost a year's worth at one time with little breaks. And then you got into Patrick Troughton, and they thought the Daleks were being overused. And not only that, they wanted to, Terry Nation wanted to take this to Hollywood and see if he could, get bigger with the Daleks. Never happened. So they only had 2 adventures with Patrick Troughton. And the last one, Evil of the Daleks, was supposed to be the end. Boom. Power of the Daleks, Evil of the Daleks. That's when the Cybermen started coming in as kind of a replacement. They came in with William Hartnell's last story, and then you had at least 4 episodes of the Cybermen with Patrick Troughton. But you still had that situation where you had close to a year's worth of episodes filmed at a time. They finally got the Daleks back for the 5 26 episode seasons of Doctor Who with John Pertwee. but they only made 3 appearances, technically 4 if you want to count the end of Frontier in Space, but only 3 appearances. Tom Baker, 7 years, again, 26 episodes a season. They made 2 appearances, one in his first season and one towards the end with Romana. Peter Davison, 1 appearance, 2 if you want to count the 1 lone Dalek and the 5 Doctors, but 1 appearance. Colin Baker, 1 appearance. Sylvester McCoy, 1 appearance. Over 26 years of Doctor Who. And they're afraid they were overdoing the Daleks. Now you take a look at what New Who's been doing, and they Daleked it out. They basically, baby Grogu the hell out of Daleks in Doctor Who. The Daleks were supposed to be something a little bit special. They weren't supposed to be almost the villain of the week. Same thing with the Cybermen. I can go through the whole history of the Cybermen too, and it comes to that one thing. 5 years of John Pertwee, no Cybermen. None. Only once with Tom Baker, once with Peter Davison, one with Colin Baker, and one with Sylvester McCoy in the years past Troughton, right? Iconic characters, but not used. And then it gets less and less with the villains that were popular. Santarans, Ice Warriors, whatever it might be that are iconic villains of Doctor Who. But again, you have hacks like Moffat and Davies and Chin Balls and all that. That what they're going to do, they're just going to overuse this because they, don't have an original bone in the body. And when they do, it's like a weeping angel. Doctor Who does need to go for 5 to 10 years off the air. I'm sorry. We need to get rid of this mindset of the so-called fans we have today. These so-called new fans, the trendy fans. You've never seen an episode of the original Doctor Who. You never care to. You don't want to because it's so old, cardboard sets, and they're not sexy. Who are we going to jill to?
That sounds like the same argument when it comes to the original Star Trek series.
Yes, exactly. So
without Doctor Who as it was in 63, you wouldn't have Doctor Who in the present. Without the original Star Trek series, you wouldn't have Star Trek in the present. Yes, to me, current Star Trek is only Star Trek in name only.
Right. I consider this Doctor Who in name only. Honestly. I mean, when you take a look at it, the concept of Doctor Who, when Sidney Newman came about it, and of course others came around and contributed to it across the board and over the years, some contradicted themselves, like Terrence Dix. He didn't believe that Susan was really truly the doctor's daughter because he was the ultimate no hanky panky in the doctor because he didn't want to make it seem like the doctor ever had sex in his life. So that's really an adopted type, a girl that was along that was calling grandfather. Meanwhile, everybody else before that was saying yes, it was, including the people that started the show. You had that, but the concept of Doctor Who was so far ahead of its time. Think about it. This is for a quote unquote children's show, but really a family show, right? You have a mysterious traveler.
Well, that's even what Star Trek was.
Right.
Families could sit down and watch it together.
Exactly. But you have a mysterious traveler. At first, it was a human in the future in the first pilot, but now you're getting the sense that no, this may be an alien from another planet. And he's traveling around time and space in a device that's bigger on the inside than the outside. I mean, really, in 1963, coming up with that concept, just like the concept of Star Trek a few years later.
Well, just imagine back in the early 60s, even trying to sell that concept.
Which one, Doctor Who or Star Trek?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who? I think Doctor Who had an easier time because the BBC was much more friendly to science fiction than our networks. You had several science fiction products that came out. Unfortunately, a lot of them got wiped and gone. Like Patrick Troughton performance in, was it? No, it wasn't Patrick Troughton. Who was it? I can't remember. It was one of the biggies in 1984 production that they had. They had A for Andromeda, and then they had the follow-up Andromeda series. Nothing to do with the Andromeda screen. But this was a Sir Fred Hoyle show, and many other science fiction ventures. So I think the sale was easier with the BBC than it is with America. They're not the ones that go forward and say, "Oh, you got a science fiction show. It's called Lost in Space. Go away." Or in the case of
Mhm.
JMS, no, we already got we already have Star Trek. Go away. We don't need this Babylon 5. Um, but yeah, it's still a sale. It's still something, and it was never intended to go as long as it was. They're expecting probably 12 episodes at the most for Doctor Who, which is typical. Typical. That's how long the Andromeda series went. The two series went for A for Andromeda, for 6 episodes, 6 episodes, and they figured, boom. But something happened, and that little something was the Daleks, and the Daleks shot it into such popularity that it lasted 26 years. But the important thing was not overdoing the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dalek Mania was probably just as popular as Beatlemania in England.
I mean, especially when you see them for the first time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was the thing. People saw the first episode of, I believe it was The Survivors was the name of the episode. And all you saw was Barbara against a wall, and you're looking through whatever it was in the plunger, and it's talking with that metallic voice, and they end it right there. You don't even see what it is. And everybody had to come next week to see what that was. And
Mm-hmm.
voila. Second episode, there you go. You saw the Daleks. And
That's
that
how
was it.
television used to be.
Right.
That's
You
why I missed having new episodes of a series week to week. Now we can get it all one lump sum, unless you're join a series in its final season, and then Netflix decides to break up its last 15 episodes into 3 parts.
Well, even more importantly, too, is them, telling you what's going to be in there, which makes that reveal, it's like
Pointless.
nothing. Yeah. It's like that reveal is supposed to surprise us. So, if you're going to have a certain villain come back or a new one or whatever it is, you don't let anybody know. You keep everything quiet. That set is
Mhm.
locked tighter than the drum, just like a Star Wars set under Lucas.
I mean, the one reason why I'll always praise The Best of Both Worlds Part 1 is
Hmm.
because the last thing you hear is Riker say, "Mr. Worf,
Oh,
fire."
we honestly did not know if we were going to see Picard again, or you know maybe like the next episode possibly. But there was talks and rumors at the time that Patrick Stewart was entertaining the thought of leaving, and which helped with that cliffhanger ending. We
Hmm.
really honestly did not know, because we already saw one of the crew of the Enterprise get offed, Tasha Yar.
Yeah.
I tell you, if they did get rid of Patrick Stewart at the time, Picard, it'd probably be the most uh, ever iconic episode of Star Trek. And it would have been interesting to see what age would come in with having Riker,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, because you also have to factor in, would Will Wheaton have stayed on the show?
Yeah, I don't know. He was one. He literally did leave because he wanted to go to school.
Yeah.
But that's a good question. But the thing is, would he still be? Would he turn into an utter prick that he is now? That's the big question.
I don't know. I mean, you think about it. Let's just look at it hypothetically. Patrick
Yeah.
Stewart leaves Next Generation,
Hmm.
and then you're left with Jonathan Frakes as Riker. You have Brent Spiner as Data,
Yeah.
and you know you have LeVar Burton, Geordi, Michael Dorn, Worf. You
Hmm.
still have Gates McFadden as Crusher, Marina Sirtis as Troy, and then of course you have Will Wheaton as Crusher.
Wait. Yeah. I'm well waiting. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Would you keep Shelby on
Yes.
as the first officer?
Yeah. For many reasons. And here's the listing of it. 1, she's a good actress. 2, she was
Yeah.
very popular. 3, there was a charisma about it. 4, and this is lower on the list, but it would be the first female first officer in Star Trek since number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and there was good chemistry between her and Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah.
The back and forth, not seeing things eye to eye.
Exactly. You would have that dynamic during the rest of the series run, where she
Right,
would question Captain Riker's orders.
right. I think it would have been a really, really great addition to Star Trek, and not just for her as an actress and her as a part, but the dynamic between what the crew is. It's still respectful but disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
It's still that bringing in that other side. It's coming back to bringing that triumvirate. You could almost have it play between her and Data, becoming that new triumvirate that we
Yeah.
really didn't truly get in Next Generation.
True, and let's also put this into perspective. You could still have an All Good Things episode, and that
Yeah,
could be an episode where you bring back Patrick Stewart as Picard,
yeah, hmm
just like they brought back Denise Crosby as Tasha.
yeah, exactly. It would be a little bit less because All Good Things, the way it is almost a bookend to Encounter at Farpoint, and basically this is all was about Picard's journey these 7 years,
Yeah.
basically. So they would have to definitely do a different concept for that because you can't do that bookend with Riker. But it'd be interesting to see Q being more doing his shtick with Riker now instead of Picard. How that
Mm-hmm.
goes, we know. We already seen the interchange between them, but now this be more, boom.
And here's a question: would you still have it? Still Deep Space Nine happens, Voyager still happens, Enterprise still happens, but in this scenario, would it be Riker who punches Q and not Cisco, or would you keep it that Cisco was the one that punched Q?
Well, that's kind of hard to say because um, those variables didn't really happen yet with Next Generation. So, but I could see. Oh, geez. Um,
You have to
I know
keep it
what I.
Cisco. You have to keep it
Yeah,
Cisco. I think
yeah.
If Q had a dynamic with Riker, it'd be like, oh, Riker, you are so predictable. Always the grunt. He doesn't have he wouldn't have the same mind games that he had with Picard. He would kind of have to look to the crew a little more. I think, Riker is a good captain, but he doesn't have what Picard did. He doesn't have the lifespan
But
yet.
Picard was
So
the experienced officer. He
hmm
was the diplomat.
I
hmm
just think Riker would literally be a plaything,
Yeah.
but his favorite plaything.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
He'd be,
Well, I mean,
Riker would be Q's favorite chew toy. A dog
mm-hmm,
has his favorite
mm-hmm.
toy. Well, Riker would be Q's favorite chew toy. But as far as get back to Doctor Who
oh
is
yeah,
concerned, I know I've taken it off topic by talking about Best of Both
yeah.
Worlds and Next Gen, but as far as Doctor
We'll
Who
give
is
you.
concerned, I think it's time for the show to take a rest.
It needs to go. It needs to go for a time. I mean, not forever, but if it comes back again, it needs to be utterly and totally rebooted fresh.
Hmm.
They have sullied. They have sullied the show so much, soiled it with their BS that no, they were talking about doing a reboot back in '96 completely, but they came up and finally just went with the movie, unofficial title, "The Enemy Within." And I wasn't necessarily for it, but then again, I was hearing some of the stuff that they were planning on for that reboot. In fact, I got a couple books on it, and it's like, no, I hate this concept. But which some of it came did go into the movie like his mother was human type of thing, which everyone has flushed down the toilet. Never happened. But in this case, they need it needs to come back, but they got to try. Even though we know so much about Doctor Who, unfortunately, we got to know too much about the Doctor, which is why they tried to make him more mysterious during the Sylvester McCoy years. Which I personally don't think it really worked that well. But when the Doctor kept on going around saying, "I'm the president of the High Council, the Time Lords," and always identifying Time Lords. Time Lords were mysterious. They're you know they're like legend. It's like, do they really exist, type of thing, which is what the Time Lords wanted. They did not want to be involved in the affairs, but they watched over stuff. Non-intervention unless absolutely needed. It needs to go back to that. We never heard the name Time Lord until the final episode, or no, not the final one, second to final episode of the War Games, which was 10 episodes long, by the way, where he mentions that's what he is a Time Lord. The Time Lords are coming to him, and we never heard the name Gallifrey until the last season of John Pertwee in The Time Warrior, where he identifies he is a Time Lord from Gallifrey. So think about that. It was over 10 years. That was 11 years until they let us know what the name of the planet was. It was 5 years that it took for us, 5-6 years for us to learn that he was a Time Lord. So you kind of need to do that. And if you're going to bring in a new thing about it, a new twist, it has to fit in there, which I'm more than happy to do. I would love to be in charge of a complete total reboot of Doctor Who in a few years if I'm still around and they think I'm not too utterly crazy. I know they have a thing about not letting Americans touch this shit. But the thing is you Brits have done a worse job than many Americans would. Maybe you should let an American that loves this franchise get involved, and we'll do it right.
What could it hurt? What could it hurt?
Ego. It's just like they don't want Americans involved with 40K. They don't want Americans involved with 2000 AD. It's usually 2000 AD is an exporting of talent, not importing from the States, exporting to the States. Same thing with, well, I don't know about Warhammer 40K having a lot of export of talent, but maybe it might be, but they want to keep it truly British. Same thing with Doctor Who. That's why, as I said, there's only 2 Americans I would have ever considered casting as Doctor Who, one of which was from England anyways, and that was, of course, the Music Man himself, Centauri from The Last Starfighter, Robert Preston. He's about the only American actor I could have seen playing the role of Doctor Who. The other one was Roddy McDowall, especially after seeing Fright Night. But then again, he was already from the island, from across the pond.
Yeah.
They'll put it on a shelf and recast it in 5, 6, 7 years with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
the show needs to go.
I would say the show needs to be on hiatus for at least 10 to 15 years. That's all what I'm saying.
Ooh.
They need to really think of new ideas, and new direction, but still keep true to what the show is.
And how to do the old ideas properly, because you need to keep those old ideas. That's one of the things that they did wrong. They got away from the old ideals of Doctor Who, and we're proud of that. I mean, you need to have a cliffhanger. The show this is an epic show. It's not that you have an entire season that's a story, but you have like 4 half-hour episodes or 2-hour episodes. You need to have that cliffhanger. You need because that keeps you on the edge for coming back the next time. That is not a formula that is too old or should be abandoned. But that's what they did. They said, that's the best thing that could have ever happened to Doctor Who. No, it's not.
No. Anything else on this topic before we move on to our next topic?
Fuck Russell T Davies. Fuck Jen Bowles. Fuck Moffat. Fuck Disney Plus. Fuck Shitty Got Ya. Oh, while we're at, fuck you, Jodie Whittaker too.
Well,
And David Tennant. David Tennant, fuck you. And fuck you, Mark Hamill. Just fuck you.
If I were a betting man, I'd say that would be your word of the day, Baron.
Well, fuck you, yeah. I didn't take on Twitter. Hey, at least my pants didn't drop in the Maybe Yoda was underneath that podium ready to give him some knob and schlobbing. But back to you, Mike.
Unfortunately, with this next article, we do have some sad news, and anybody who ever watched the Pee Wee comedy show that they had on HBO back in the 80s, or Pee Wee's Playhouse, would be familiar with Lynn Marie Stewart, Miss Yvonne. The prettiest lady in Puppet Land.
You know, I never watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I didn't realize she was in that, too.
I didn't realize she was in that either. And yes, that was a pretty bad impression of Paul Rubens' Pee Wee Herman.
I was trying to give you an out there. I was trying to save you there. But you had to go back to it. See how I was doing.
No, even I can acknowledge when it's a bad impression. This article is by Isabella Bonham. It was posted yesterday. And, of course, I shared this news with Baron.
Mm-hmm. And I had already just heard it not too long before he told me.
Yeah. So it says It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Pee Wee's Playhouse star Lynn Marie Stewart has died, aged 78.
Too young.
Yes. News of the actor's death was announced on social media on Saturday, February 22nd, by her friend and fellow actor Cassandra Peterson, known for playing horror hostess Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. She wrote, My heart is breaking upon hearing this news of my dear friend Lynn Stewart's passing, she wrote. One of the kindest, sweetest, funniest women who ever lived, the iconic Miss Yvonne of Pee Wee's Playhouse. She'll always be the most beautiful woman in Puppet Land. Stewart was born on December 14th, 1946 in Los Angeles, California. She was most recognized for her role as Miss Yvonne, the most beautiful woman in Puppet Land, on the popular American children's show Pee Wee's Playhouse, running from 1986 to 1991. The show aired for 5 seasons and 46 episodes, with reruns playing on networks for years after its end.
Mm-hmm.
She was also known for her recurring role as janitor Charlie Kenny's mother, Bonnie, in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the longest-running U.S. sitcom in history. Saturday Night Live star Lorraine Newman joined the tributes as she shared a touching message following the announcement of Stewart's death. The pair met as part of the comedy sketch troupe, The Groundlings, during the 1970s. Newman wrote, The most beautiful girl in Puppet Land has left us. Lynn Stewart was truly an angel and brilliantly funny and an important part of our Groundlings family. As my sister said, you don't love Lynn, you're just wrong. If you don't love Lynn, you're just wrong. Sorry.
You know, when you see these, it's amazing. You see the connections that these people have. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
would you have ever thought that Cassandra Peterson was such a good friend of hers? You know, wow. Or Lorraine Newman. But of course, they worked together as a Groundling.
In a way, with Cassandra Peterson, it doesn't surprise me because she was friends with Paul Rubens.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes that doesn't translate over, though.
I know.
Yeah. So that's nice to know that they were all friends there. So, but yeah, like I said, I was the Running Man version of Hollywood Squares, if you ask me. But yeah, it's just it's sad. I did, like I said, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I like I said, I didn't really, but I never watched the show. So
No, I'd never watched either. I knew her as Miss Yvonne.
Yeah, I tried watching like in the first season of the show, maybe a couple episodes. I couldn't get into it, Yes, well, we're losing our heroes and
I,
talents.
I was just thinking that last night, Baron, where we're now our parents talking
Hmm.
about those that they grew up watching,
Hmm.
idolizing when they were kids, and now we're losing the ones that we grew up with. And
Will you get out of my head because I was doing the same damn thing the other night. I just sitting, going through that in my mind that I'm starting to sound like you know my parents or even grandparents still. It's like
Mhm.
so and so just died, and it's like and it's like okay, and it's like oh, I mean everyone remembers John Wayne went, but still is and of course the thing is they even though they said there'll never be another one like him,
Mhm.
unlike us, they're not they didn't say that there wouldn't be someone to come along and pick up the slack where we're sitting back going we can't see where the next generation of it is.
Mhm.
They could at least see that there was that next generation, there was all
Yeah.
that talent out there, whether they liked them or not, and that's immaterial. But you know, you had the coming of Schwarzenegger, Stallone, if you wanted to go that way. Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn and uh, all across the board, all Sigourney Weaver. I mean, it doesn't matter. You had those coming in, and even though they weren't that actor that passed away, they were able to slip into roles that they were having, and they had their own unique take to it.
And I don't mean to start laughing, but I'm looking at Wolfie's comment and I'm thinking,
Who's
Wolfie's look at his comment.
Oh, where is it?
It's on the bottom. It just popped up. It's on
It's
the
not on.
YouTube side.
Oh, does it? Oh, on the YouTube side. Okay.
Isn't that what Pee Wee got in trouble for? No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The only thing I'm seeing is just. I mean, okay.
I'm not. God, do I have to point it out to you, Baron?
Yeah, I'm blind. Okay.
Eh, you can't see it in the YouTube chat.
Oh, in the
It's
chat. Oh, in the
Yes,
chat.
yes, Baron. God,
Well, you said whoopee.
huh?
I just. Wolfie, Wolfie,
Oh,
not Whoopi.
it's,
God,
I'm sorry. My ears.
clean
It
out
sounded like.
your ears,
His
man.
beard is growing into his
Sorry.
ears.
Yeah, exactly. There's more hair in my ears than on my chin. Sorry about that, Wolf. Oh, geez, Louise. Oh, that's bad. Yes, I like it, but it's bad.
It's why I started laughing.
You know,
I can't help it.
that's why I have a hard time believing that Pee Wee was gay, bisexual, maybe, but because he was rubbing one out in a house that does you know, illicit films, and they never once mentioned that this was a gay film house. And if it was, that would have just exploded, no matter how hard they would have tried to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was
I
thinking
think
he
with
was.
that recent announcement that he was gay, I think that was just trying to fit in with the times when he said that.
Mm-hmm.
I could
Yeah,
be
well,
wrong.
yeah. I mean, you never know, but yeah. But Pee
It's
Wee
not.
had a
It's
big
not. It's not my place to judge whether he
no,
was,
no, no,
one way or another. And
no. I'm not judging. I'm not doing anything. I just, it just. I don't think we're being told everything, but that's okay. You know
no, we
what?
don't need to
It's
know
not
everything.
my
It's not our
freaking
business.
business. Right. It's still fun to make jokes about him in the wearing a shower cap in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know you are, but what am I?
Well, why did I say that when I got the clip?
You do, don't you?
I do. I just got to get to it because we have so many dang clips.
I know, because we're good. That's why. We're just not good at finding them.
No, and with EV Mux, you can't put them in an order where you can
Mm-hmm.
find them all the time.
Yeah, thank you, Evie Mux. I thought I saw it. Maybe it's not loaded up.
And no, I loaded it up this morning.
Oh,
I
you
know I
did?
did.
Oh, okay. Hey, who opened the beer? Where's mine?
Oh no,
Someone's having a cold one, and he didn't bring enough for the rest of us.
I could go for a beer right now. I could. The thing is too is I guess she was with him even when he was doing like his stage show as Pee Wee, if I heard right. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
But that's the thing. A lot of people don't know is that Pee Wee, the whole thing was an adult comic bit
Exactly.
for those that grew up on shows like that. And it evolved into, of course, thanks to Tim Burton and of course Pee Wee's Playhouse, turning him into more of a, everybody watch type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder what some of those adult things were like.
Well, even when I
Pee
did
Wee's gonna
see
make it rain.
his adult act, my parents, were there with me, and they're all, Michael can handle this.
It traumatized you, didn't it?
No, it's like, really? This is what he did before Pee Wee's Playhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, he was the one that Cheech Cong.
And then I look back and I think, man, some of the comedy greats you could have seen if you were old enough at the time. And
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I watched the other night Jimmy Flava, or whatever his name is, on the Fox. He has his Saturday Night Show, but he had Joe Piscopo on there and some other guys. And it's just like when you get some of the comics, like when Joe Rogan brings in some of the comics and they start talking and all that. And then you start hearing the connections about, working here with this and how this happened. It's like, holy cow. I mean, these guys were with giants, and you could have at one time been there to see these people all, almost, several at one time. And those days are gone.
yeah, especially if you go to Vegas, you could see them all in one time. And
Mm-hmm.
whether it be a
Oh,
comedy act, whether it be,
oh,
Sinatra,
yeah.
Sammy Davis, Dean Martin.
But I mean, it's just even one of the comedy clubs in New York or in L.A. or whatever, uh, or like Joe Rogan's trying to do now in Austin is he's got his going there, and they're flocking in there. So a lot of the good talent is going there, and you can sit down and you never know when they're just going to cold walk on there. It's like you'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden Ron White shows up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the hell? What the hell
They
is a good
call
way?
me Tater Salad.
Oh God, his first two albums were absolutely freaking hysterical. Absolutely, I almost peed myself. I got, I mean, just listening to this. And Tater Salad is what did he call his kid again? It was Tater Salad, and his kid was I can't remember.
I'd have to listen to it again.
I have to do that again. Yeah, I
probably
have.
tater tot.
Tater Tot. Yeah, Tater Tot. I think you're absolutely right there. Oh
Gotta
God,
be.
was he funny? Oh, and uh, I mean of the
I mean, as much as I miss Robin Williams, I would have loved to have gone to one of his stand-up
mhm.
acts. Gosh, there'd be no dry eye in the house. You'd be laughing so hard, you'd have tears coming out of your eyes.
Well, when they did that film special, and they did that, like Mork and Mindy was still on, so very late '70s, maybe. I can't remember if Mork and Mindy went into the '80s.
Yeah, I think it went into the '80s. I know
Hmm.
they had crossovers with Happy Days, and
Yeah, but that was because he came from Happy Days. It was that one. They had
I
that
know,
one
I know.
episode. Mhm. and then they brought Henry Winkler and Penny Marshall back for the first episode. But he had that comic special up there, and he really pissed off Pam Dauber because he started saying about how people were asking, "So you banging her?" type of thing, and I guess she was not happy about that.
I mean, you can't blame her.
Mm-mm. No, I can't. But it's just Robin going crazy. I mean, Robin Williams did piss off some people. Robin Williams was not all that pop. I can't remember what comic punched him out one time because Robin Williams pissed him off about something. But that's just it. But the thing is for us, we love him. You know,
Yeah.
uh, and it's funny to hear sometimes the feuds you have because there's two comics you like so much that hate each other's guts. Then you got two comics that are like two different worlds and they're the best of friends, like Rickles and Newhart. I mean, to think that those two are best of friends.
Yeah, and one movie I definitely want us to watch this year. And if anybody's wearing earbuds or headphones right now, you might want to take them off.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Okay.
But one movie I want us to watch sometime this year is Good Morning Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Some
a good
of
film.
his best improv ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
the real.
I was just gonna say, ever done, ever documented. That's the thing. The few times people get him on movies like that, like in Aladdin, they just have all this footage that doesn't get used.
Yeah,
right.
All the footage they couldn't use because of where everything was going, and this was supposed to be a family film, and you got Robin Williams voicing Genie, and it's going every other direction but where they want it to go. But that's what you get when you hire a personality like Robin Williams.
Well, yeah, it's like the opening to Mrs. Doubtfire when he's doing the comic voiceover there. And it starts doing his own thing, of course, completely backwards because they do the voice first, then the animation, not the other way around. But yeah, I mean, Adrian Cronauer made it known that he was never like Robin Williams in there. Nothing like that. He said, he tried to do even an inkling of what he did.
He would have been booted. He would have been booted.
Leavenworth. One for Leavenworth.
Yep.
It's based on a true story.
It's based, yeah, loosely based on a true story. But it gave Cronauer some money, and he was and a little bit of notoriety for him when he was out there talking about veteran affairs and such. So, rest his soul, he's gone now too.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. Adrian Cronauer being someone who was so involved with, obviously because he was in the theater, he wasn't necessarily in combat, but seeing those that were. He was talking at some lecture, and he was basically kind of noting that seeing Robin Williams, saying about how Robin Williams was always on, but there were those little moments when he wasn't, and you could really see how the trouble. You couldn't quite put your finger on it, but you could see things that were troubling him.
You could see that there was a dark side there.
Right. That something was eating at him. Something was plaguing him. And he goes, it's typical of people who are like that are misery, that are like that, don't want other people to be misery. So they're going to go out there and try to make everybody laugh and have a good time because they don't want to pass what it is that they're suffering to other people, which is, classic depression.
Yeah.
For many people. And other things.
A lot of people suffer from it, unfortunately. And
yeah. Well, and the thing is, that's a lot of your comics. Really. I mean, a lot of your comics kind of suffer that way. And they become kind of, destructive. I mean, look at Kennison. I mean, he basically uptight tent revival preacher, and he cuts loose, and here comes the hookers and cocaine, and the booze and all that, and people could tell when he changed a bit because when he started out when he was cleaner, then he when he was getting, down and dirty, you might say. And then it's ironic that he finally cleans himself up. He gets married. We don't know how long that marriage would last because we're talking about the industry. But he gets married, but he's cleaned up. He's looking for a chance to relight his career and all that, and he gets killed by a drunk driver in an accident.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now if Kennison's ghost, it'd be interesting to listen to him do that routine because he just rip in and have a hysterical routine, even though he died, because that's how the people are. That's how they are.
I could only imagine Sam Kinison now. He'd have so much to scream about.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
I open up my Twitter and all I'm doing is ah.
Oh my God.
That's if you survive the purge.
True.
That's the thing.
True.
I mean, he'd probably be hiding out in Vegas with Dice.
Hey,
That's where Dice was staying
the
alive.
Dice Man, Andrew Dice Clay. Hey,
Yeah. That's where he was hiding out for. Made a good year and making good money.
bada bing.
And it's all shtick. The whole thing is shtick. People don't understand that. That's all shtick. There isn't an Andrew Dice Clay. It's a character. And we can sit and talk about comedy and those bits and all that all the time because it's so fascinating when you start getting into the mixture of these people, what made them tick and how they made us laugh.
Yep, hickory dickory dock.
Whoa! We can't. Even with the warnings, we can't necessarily see some of this stuff.
Nope. But that will lead us into the final story of this afternoon.
Hey, look at that segue from what we're talking about, huh? Yeah.
Cash? No, Cash's not here, man.
No, it's me, Cash. These people. It's me, Cash. Open up.
Yep.
Yeah, he took some of the dirty playground humor we had and bumped it up a notch, you might say. Bam!
Yep.
He adulterated them.
Yeah.
Adulterated, I like that.
But let me get this link shared out into the various chats and
I like the costumes they have for that new Fantastic Four, and I do kind of like the look of the thing. It's Reed Richards is about the big one I have a problem with.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, I just
he's not selling.
He needs to have the gray streaks in his hair.
You know what? I saw a picture. They look like there are some, but it's very faint. Well, the guy's an egomaniac. It's like, I gotta look a certain way. I got my mustache and this. I need to take my helmet off so all the girls can go, ooh.
But we have this article that was posted on Geek Tyrant 4 days ago by Joy Parr. And it's the trailer for the stoner comedy documentary Cheech Cong's last movie, man. He is in everything practically.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it looks more like a trip down memory lane kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is the car made of hemp?
I don't know. Here's the first trailer for the upcoming stoner comedy documentary Cheech and Chong's Last Movie, which covers the iconic careers of the two stoner comedians, and it looks like fun. The doc comes from filmmaker David Bushell, and it explores their 5-decade career performing stand-up, making records, and starring in hit films. It covers their lives, comedy partnership, and lasting influence on pop culture. Cheech and Chong's last movie defies documentary expectations, offering a widely imaginative take on genre convention, a true life tale told with a mix of animation and archival madness, all underscored by a classic cinematic road trip comedy. Come on, Mike, speak. Come on, Mike, speak, man.
Speak, Ubu, speak. No, that's it, Ubu. Never mind.
Tracing the enduring legacy of pioneering comics Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong, the film features interviews, sketches, and never before seen footage spanning the duo's 5-decade career. The result is an unlikely story of friendship and fame, turmoil and defiance, rebellion, and ultimately redemption. Cheech and Chong's last movie will debut in theaters nationwide starting on April 25th, 2025, this spring, with special early access screenings for stoners on 420, man. At 4
Yeah, man. That's so cool, man.
at 4:20 p.m., man.
Wouldn't that be cool if the movie started at 422? Wow, man. My mind
Yeah.
is blown, man.
This is a total mind blowing situation, man.
Wow.
Totally, man. And yes, we are going to take a look at it. I will have to pause the trailer because of copyright and all that other stuff.
And
But
notice that the big story of the day is also the shortest.
yeah. Well, I think it works out best that way. So let's go ahead and take a look at this movie, man. Dave's not here, man.
Cash not here, man.
How many people here smoke grass?
Yeah,
That's a government survey.
Look at them back in the day, back in the 70s,
luscious,
back in the
luscious
70s.
locks.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Their films have earned over $200 million.
The first rock and roll comedians. No doubt about it.
Cheech Cong.
You sure we're going the right way?
We're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No, we're.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Southwest of fucking nowhere. We're not in the middle yet. So is this a documentary or a movie?
I don't
know, man. I just come for the paycheck.
Paycheck.
All we can do is be funny.
Green's green, man.
Back in the
A movie.
day, comedians weren't respected, and we weren't afraid to get gross with them. This is what they really-
I mean, that's what they did for their comedy bit, and you could see people enjoyed it.
I've seen
Yeah.
it. I've
we
seen
laugh at it.
What do we call ourselves?
Richard and Tommy? No.
Tommy and Dick, no.
Cheech and Chong.
it. Yeah, man. Good name, man.
That was it.
We were making up this method as we were going along.
I got the tape recorder set up.
Tape recorder.
Yep.
Dave.
Dave, come on, man. Open up. I think the cops.
Dave's not here.
Already on the Billboard charts.
The movie comes out, it's a giant hit.
Yeah, man. Look at that blunt, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not hard to see what drugs do to you,
Make it rich.
Well, you
But money and success might spoil them.
You still won't grow your mustache back.
I wish he would.
Yep.
He's a party pooper.
You drive me nuts.
We're no longer partners.
Nothing lasts forever, Tommy.
He's a party pooper.
Nothing
Party.
lasts forever.
I never met anybody quite like him.
It's very painful sometimes. But he's my best friend.
It's yin and yang.
Oh,
Cheech
the
and
Corsican
Chong.
brothers.
Corsican brothers. Yeah.
Stuff that happened. Why don't we just let it
Corsican twins. I don't remember.
Come on, baby, I'll give you a ride. Let's go. Cheech and Chong.
The old stone charmer.
Look how far we've come. Got a joint?
Yeah, man, I got a joint. Of course, I got a joint. Man.
I think I dropped.
I make
Yeah,
joints
man.
now.
Exclusively in theaters, April 25th, man. But you can go on 420, man, at 420 and watch it, man.
Some gummies.
That's right. See, there you tell you, Rita, but do it, man. I don't know. I might check it out.
Well, yeah, probably when it comes streaming, definitely.
I mean, I don't see this, having a long run in the theaters, even with a nationwide release.
But that theater is going to be filled with a lot of weed smoke.
Sure, man.
That's the thing, too. They weren't stand-up comics. They were sketch comics on stage. Everything they had was sketched out. It was like seeing a two-person groundling, and it worked. And look what it did. They were groundbreaking in their own way with that. But they made it look easy and made it look like, but it was really sketch comedy they were performing. They weren't up there busting jokes. And that's not taken away. On the contrary, on the other way, it's like you have to keep on coming up with
new material.
Next. Yeah, always. And of course, they made it big in the movies. With the little string of movies that they had, which kind of came down with the Corsican brothers.
And let's not forget that Cheech Marin also had his own movie, Born in East LA, and
it was horrible.
Yeah.
Lopez was in there, I think. No, Lopez wasn't. It was somebody else. I can't remember, but yeah. There was actually someone who was funny in there, not Lopez. Okay. But of course, Nash Bridges. You brought up Nash Bridges when we talked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Cheech Marin being a part of that show, and
Tommy Chong doing his little guest appearances,
and then being a regular on That 70s Show.
So, and of course, he's kind of the front man for a lot of hemp-based products, you might say, in CBC.
Yeah.
So,
But for a long time, even when he was on 70s Show, Tommy Chong was touring stand-up. I actually got to see him when he was doing the show because he mentioned his role on 70s Show and everybody cheers. He's like, I don't do that much on that show. But people just love him. Yeah, exactly. I mean, people just love the character. And he's leaned into it over the years. And Cheech kind of went away. He wanted to be a serious actor. He was on one of those crime shows too for a little bit. I forget which one.
What Nash Bridges?
Was that it? Or I thought there was another. I thought there was another one that he was on after Nash Bridges.
Had Cheech on it. Let me see what else.
That's right. Nash Bridges was like the newer kind of. It was like the Miami Vice type of show. Okay, I remember now. But I thought there was something else.
I
was like, he's doing like what Ice-T did, and he was getting into.
I'm looking to see what else.
Maybe it was
Cheech
just
Marin
Nash Bridges.
And you're absolutely right, Wolf.
He's provided the voice for Jim Gordon and Batman Unburied.
Oh, and well, he was one of the hyenas in Lion King.
Yeah, he was.
He was in Cars.
Yeah, he was a voice in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
That's funny.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. Was he in that one as a Chihuahua?
Oh, that's right. He was in one. Yeah.
Champions, The Long Game, Shotgun Wedding, Angry Neighbors, Cars on the Road, Guy's Ultimate. Yeah, because it lists Nash Bridges. War of Grandpa, The Little Mermaid, an immersive live-to-film concert experience. He was Chef Louis in that. Uh,
Doggone, a few roles, huh? Interesting.
Oh, that's
of course, Cheech and Chong's movie review, Cheech and Chong's history of 420, Cheech and Chong's TED Talk, Cheech and Chong read the Bible, Cheech and Chong counts in 1 minute.
Well, which one was it? Was it Nice Dreams or Up in Smoke, where it was just got a minute. Stacy Keach's brother was in as the cop, and he looks so much like his brother.
Let me look that up. 'Cause I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, because he had Up in Smoke, he had Nice Dreams. Um,
I
probably
want to say, it was Up in Smoke, but
that's what I was thinking. It was because he was getting stoned from the. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen these films. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen Cheech and Chong films. And of course, with Cheech and Chong's, you got Bob and Doug, the beer drinkers.
yeah.
Good day, eh? Welcome to Great
Well,
White.
you know what? Let me just look Up in Smoke
Yeah.
and see if he's listed. Let's see.
Yeah, like I said, it's his brother, not him.
I know.
Oh, I'm reiterating for the audience because we love you guys out there. But Cash is not here.
I don't see his brother listed.
Okay, maybe
Well,
Up in
it
Smoke.
says Stacy Keach in Nice Dreams.
Oh, it was Stacy Keach in Nice Dreams? Okay. I thought it was
There's
his
the
brother.
sergeant.
Yeah.
Oh, it changed. It doesn't say. It took me to his page, but won't let me expand the thing.
Yeah, I guess it was Stacy Keach. I thought it was brother in there. Okay, I was wrong. I admit it. But yeah, Stacy was in that one, who had his own little problems throughout his career.
Yeah.
Evelyn Guerrero was in there, who was hot in the day. Kind of looks like Pia Zadora now. Don't mean to be mean, but really.
But yeah, man, I think we should watch Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke one of these days, man.
Oh, okay. That went over Nice Dreams. Yeah, but you know, I think
And Nice Dreams. And Nice Dreams.
I think Up in Smoke was better of the two. I think not that
Yeah.
I don't think they're all bad. It's just it's just your drug humor, man. It's drug humor, man. But of course, Nice Dreams also had Paul Rubin in it too, so that's the one.
Yeah.
And Timothy Leary had a cameo in there. I don't know if he knew it. Michael Winslow was in Nice Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And Sandra Bernard, but who cares about her?
Yeah, and like I've said, you mentioned Michael Winslow. I do want us to have a watch party of Police Academy this year as well.
Sorry.
No. I know that's the Police Academy theme.
I should do it more proper. I'm sorry. I'm so very, very sorry. There.
But yes, that was the trailer for Cheech and Chong's last movie. It might be a fun one to go see, just to hear them talk about their career and their experiences, both together and separately.
It'd be nice if they actually did do actual, one last, not a documentary.
A final movie, not
a documentary like that.
Yeah.
Or movie-mentary, or whatever the hell they're calling it. But yeah, it'd be nice if they just had one last one to go out on. That would be good. I mean, obviously not just, let's see if we can just churn one out type of thing.
Yeah. Actually come up with a good plot, a good story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now I'm remembering all the films now. Up in Smoke was their first film. Cheech and Chong's next movie, Nice Dreams. I things are tough all over, still smoking. And then the one that kind of broke them was the Corsican brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And because they wanted to try to get them more mainstream, but it wasn't really working. Get Out of My Room, and then there was Cheech and Chong's animated movie in 2013. I never really knew about that one.
No.
Hmm.
But see, I wouldn't want an animated movie. I'd want it to be
Yeah.
them in front of the camera.
Animated series, maybe, but not a movie. But it'd be interesting to see that one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah, I mean, with Cheech and Chong's last movie, yes, I wanted to see it, but I don't necessarily have to go to the movie theater to go see it. I can wait for it to come on streaming, especially with how fast things come on to streaming anymore.
yeah. Well, and that's just it. When it comes around documentary, I sometimes rather see it at home. That way, you can at least pause it and mull some things over or repeat something. Just make sure you heard it right, or whatnot. So it's kind of hard to do
Pause
that in
it
the theater.
when you
It's
gotta
like, hey,
go
hey, hey,
potty.
projector guy, can you please stop that? Roll it back for about 30 seconds, please, and
I
then
sneezed.
stop at the 18-second mark. I want to see what was going on there. I need to take a look. Okay, can you do that? Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that, ma'am. I didn't mean to spit in your
Well,
notebook.
we don't all have Baron's power at the theater. Jeez.
No. No, as much as I would love for them to stop the movie when I have to get up and go to the restroom, they're not going to do that.
Holy shit! I'm taking a look at Up in Smoke, right, in their cast list on there. Of course, they have some great one in there. You have, of course, Stacy Keach is in there, as we're talking about before. Tom Skerritt, who's a great actor. But Gary Muldeer is in there, who was a known comic. But Harry Dean Stanton was in there in a deleted scene as a police officer. I want to know what that scene was with Harry Dean Stanton, because
And if there's
was
any way in, a director's edition or an extended cut that they can restore that scene.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be around. If they have that credited, usually when they do a credit like that, they usually put that in the bonus sections of DVDs. So maybe it's there.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the next movie you had Edie McClure and Cassandra Peterson, Paul Rubens again in there as desk clerk. He was in a
Looks
few
like
other
it might
films.
be on the old YT.
Mm-hmm.
There's
the old YouTube, man.
Because it says Cheech and Chong deleted scenes, and then it says Up in Smoke include a discussion of the Munchies and a police cadet, and that's where it cuts off. So I bet that's this. I bet that's the scene
probably
you're
Harry
talking
Dean
about.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
Technology.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we get the chance to see some of these things that they cut out of these films, you hear someone was in the cutout. It's like, what the hell, man? We want to know, man. We want to know what's in there.
Yeah, when you hear an actor say, "Yeah, I was in the movie, but they cut my scene out," it's like, really? And then you see the scene. It's like that could have still worked in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a lot of actors that they do the role and they forget that they did it well, and then it's like your part was cut. And it's like, oh, okay, I still got money for it. You got a lot of actors like that, but I guess I'd be in the category going, "What do you mean you cut me out, you mother?" Remember Ray Don Chong and how they tried to really get her going with her career, but it really didn't take off?
No, it didn't.
I think her big thing was Quest for Fire when she was getting banged all the time by Ron Perlman or whoever.
Hey, you know what, man? Up in Smoke, man, it's currently on Pluto, man.
Really?
That's what it says here. I'm looking at IMDb. I'll show everybody, man.
I
On the
believe you.
YouTubes and on the Rumbles and on
I just
the
don't think
X's.
I don't think of Pluto that way. I always think of them showing all the live stuff. I keep on forgetting that they have their on demand on there.
Okay, so here it is, man.
Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke.
And see, streaming, man. It says Pluto TV, man.
Wow, man. Amazon Prime, and of course Pluto. We love Pluto here. At least I do.
I
And I'm
love
not
it
going
because they
to
have
say
two
that.
Star Trek channels.
Hmm. I think they had 3 at one time, temporarily, because they're doing one for like the movies only for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Ajax! You're gonna snort Ajax! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
Oh
Oh
man, my
God!
sinuses. Woof.
Oh God!
Yeah,
Oh.
It's in my frontal lobe, man.
Yeah, she was in Commando. Yeah, she was in Commando too.
mm-hmm.
But her career never really did take off. I mean, I'm not saying that in bad ways. Just like, it just never did. Sad. No, sometimes because you have a well-known father doesn't get you going.
Doesn't always translate to success.
Yeah, and sometimes the kid is more popular than the parent.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Mm-hmm.
causes problems.
But yep, that again was the trailer for Cheech and Chong, the last movie. And we're about to wrap up this edition of Pacific 414 Pop Talk. But before we go, Padawannabe, what do you got coming up?
Padawannabe.
Oh,
You
we
know
do have
me,
I believe the watch party tonight for Farscape
Ooh.
on Appion's channel. We're pretty deep in it now. We're deep into season 2. We're getting I think we're about 2/3 way through that. We haven't seen I believe there's still a couple crewmates that have yet to be introduced to, from what I understand.
Oh yeah,
But
people come and go in that show.
But it's an interesting show. That poor guy.
What do you think of Harvey? Isn't Harvey great?
Which one's Harvey?
Oh, in 2, I'm sure Harvey started showing up in 2. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, then I don't want to ruin it for you.
Are you talking about the one he calls Harvey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Harvey.
Oh yeah.
It's like
The what is it? What does he say? Pizza and pineapple shooters? Or margaritas and pizza or something.
Yeah, it's like his own mental view that he has.
Yeah. No, that's kind of what I'm referring to. That guy Crichton. He like doesn't really get a break on that show.
No, he doesn't.
He's going through all this stuff personally, mentally, and everybody just kind of craps on him as a human because they don't know. They're like, "What's that?" when he says he's human.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got an alien in my brain. I got all these others around me that might kill me if I do something wrong. A girl that I think is hot and I want that will, can snap my neck in a heartbeat. I got these people chasing me down. I got these godlike creatures out there. Oh yeah, and it's Thursday. I never could get the hang of Thursday.
It's no kidding. And the crew itself is like, sometimes they're all out for themselves and sometimes they're all together, and it just kind of depends on what's happening. Yeah. Well, and some of them, I mean, one of them, which is Rigel, he's just always out for himself. He'll trade them all in for anything.
Oh,
I mean,
Dominar Rigel, I can't remember what.
Yeah, Dominar.
Oh,
that guy.
And Andy Seacombe as I got a mental block on the warrior guy. I got
that's Cardago.
The Car, Cardago. He would make a great Klingon. I mean, Mike.
He almost is, man.
I know.
We comment on just how much makeup and how much work goes into it, and you forget that the puppets are puppets. They're characters, and but even everybody except a couple people, it's like there's more prosthetic than there is real flesh on that show.
Sometimes there is, definitely. I mean, you got Pilot and of course Rigel. Those are both, glorified Muppets. Let's be honest about it, because it's Henson, and do a great job of it. And then, of course, all that makeup. I
That
know
makeup,
Mike
God.
disagrees, but I'd like to see another universe where Andy Seacombe is playing Worf. No, as he plays
I
it.
think he could have done it.
I think
Yeah, he's
so.
very, just the whole mentality is very familiar
hmm
to, it's a warrior race. So, I mean,
Yeah,
that all
but
makes sense, so I
but
can't say, oh, they're so Klingon. It's a warrior race.
right,
So, but
but it's not like Worf where he's got to stick up his ass all the time.
no, there's
Or also doesn't.
he's really just about getting to his son. I
Right,
guess that's kind of something that differed with Worf, because
right,
Worf always had the father difficulties with
right.
Alexander.
And of course, going out and banging blue chicks.
So we're watching as far as I know, that's going today. It may not, but that's every Sunday. We always do that. And then we continue our watch parties on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we have something to show Carla.
hmm Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, did you say
And
hi to Carla from me, by the way? Ever?
I will.
You gotta do that, man.
And I'm on hiatus right now. I need to find a camera stand,
Ah,
unfortunately. I have my content ready to be started. There's a couple things I'd like to do, but
excuses.
we'll see if it actually can come to fruition.
No, but I'm just sitting back saying one thing though. The continue on what you're saying before. Farscape,
Mhm.
Babylon 5. These are shows that need to be thrust out there into the forefront again for people to watch and understand that there's more than just Star Trek and Star Wars.
Oh,
And
it's so good. I mean,
it is. That's why.
it's a different taste. If Star Trek and Star Wars aren't your taste, then those shows definitely could
Mm-hmm.
be. And like what was that? Also, was it Sea Quest?
Oh, see,
And there's
that's
a lot of
Sequest,
there's a lot of alternate
CSV, and
kind of
yeah.
Stargate, and there's a lot out there to enjoy. Those series
What?
ran for a long time for a reason.
hmm
I continue to push that point. We are just of the generation that are so lucky to
Yeah.
have so much in a time that when things weren't being forced upon us.
Well,
And
yeah.
we had to remember these things, but they were memorable.
And we have
Well,
we
So
and
have to
I,
thank-
I would come home from work on a Friday night, and one of the ways I would wind down from the day at work is I would turn on Farscape when it was on.
Mhm. Friday night was the night.
Yep.
And and we have to thank Next Generation for that, because the success of Next Generation as a syndicated series only got people excited to put their finger in the pot, try to avoid
Mm-hmm.
the networks. The big three networks are four if you want to count Fox, because they did a really good job with Alienation, making sure it stayed around for a long time. Uh Sarcasm. But that's where we got all this stuff, this experimenting. We had a real sci-fi channel, and they were willing to
Not
experiment.
Seafeed like it is now.
Yeah, exactly. And when they got the money, they were willing to experiment. That's where we got,
Yeah.
Lex. That's where we got Far Escape. That's where
And,
we
and
got Dune. The
I
mini.
used to watch Lex. I used to watch Farscape. I used to watch
Mhm.
the show Merlin.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was on there, wasn't it? I thought that was an
Yeah.
NBC show. I don't know why, but I do. And that's me. That's me. Like it's the worms eating my brain, just like RFK. Um. Uh. But yeah, I mean, what a time! What a time to be alive, man! In those '90s, people making these experiment with these shows. So, yeah, you're doing a great job with Farscape. Make sure Carla Burton's entertained, and I hope
yeah,
other
she
people.
loves it. She really does. We're all loving it. Actually, Pop is helping out a lot with our
Oh,
narration. So
good,
that
good.
because he's seen it. We're all newbies, Appion, Carla, and myself.
Oh
And
yeah, but yeah.
now I remember. I think I might be on Stark of Iron's channel next Saturday.
What?
I was on a stream with him the other night, on later this weekend, and he mentioned it. So he may have penciled it in. So I might be on that
Ooh,
next
you know
Saturday.
what? You just accidentally came up with a great name for a show. Later this weekend.
Yay!
What? That'd be a great name for a show. Mike, write that down. Later.
Later this weekend. Okay, well, somebody's going to take that idea and run with it.
I just copyrighted it. I just trademarked it.
And I've got Stark of Iron's YouTube link. And I'm going ahead and I'm sharing it out to the various chats.
Thank you.
Why is there a little ghost on the Rumble bot in your other bot?
I don't know.
Is that
That's
Cash
been
watching over us?
that's been coming up all stream. I don't know why
I
it's
know
coming
it
up that
has.
way.
It's Cash watching over us.
No, I did get a message from Cash.
You goobers. That's probably what it was. Oh.
Well, if it was you goobers, Cash, I'm the boss here. So unless you plan on taking me out,
Yeah. Well, then it would be Padawanami and me, and there we go.
And Jace. I'm not going to forget Jace.
Who's that?
Well, Barrett, unless Padawanami has anything else to promote, now
Nothing
it's your
that
turn.
comes to mind now. I'm done.
All right.
Anything more that we care about, would want to care about, don't care about, it doesn't matter. And speaking of Jace, you can catch me and Cash Monet on the Beyond on 540 Studios. That's right, 540 Studios. That's Jace Fox's top of the notch channel. He has that Beyond every Thursday. It starts anytime between 6 and 6:30 Central Standard Time. Why? Because he's Norwegian. You never know what time it'll start. He keeps you on your toes. But of course, as we stated, Jace Fox is on there as well as Cash and I. You will also find Celtic Cajun. You will also find Prismatics. You will also find Tom, the Techno Sapien Geek. You might find Hoshi. You might find Whoopa Troopa. It all, you never know. You never know. So please join us every Thursday between 6 and 6:30 Central Standard Time on the 540 Studios, the Beyond. Also, you can catch me and Cash. We do a little rumbling only, like a bunch of snooty people that we are. And you can catch us on his channel, Phantom. What is it? Cash Money Madness. There we go.
Cash Money Madness is the
It's
name of the
been
Rumble
so
channel.
long. It's been so long, the season break, that I forgot the name of the channel. But it is, of course, Cash Money Madness on Rumble. It's called Cranky Old Fans. You can catch that at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 Pacific. And that's Cash and I. We take two topics and we discuss them. It can be anything across the board. Usually it is not pop talk, but topic. But it can vary from anything from science fiction, music, TV, general stuff, and all the way. So please join us there. Again, that is Cash Money Madness. It is called Cranky Old Fans, and it's at 10 Central Time, 8 Eastern. Trying to put a video out for tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Let's see how well I do it. Comrade, yes. Keeping you American dogs out of a country. Bringing your influences in. I need to guard the border, and I need to be a contraband police. Contraband police. And here in Afghanistan, I make sure that we keep the vodka pure, the cigarettes pure, because that's what nation runs on, and we do not need your cheap imitations coming through. Please, that's normally 5 o'clock on Baron Omen Tag's Fandom Legacy, or as he likes to call it for that time, gaming. Come join me. Das Verdania, friends. And did I say it was 5 o'clock Central Standard Time? I can't forget that. You capitalist pigs, that's what the C stands for in CST. Capitalist Pig Standard Time. So I bring it back to Great Commissar Mike and bid you all Das Verdonia.
And with that, as far as what's coming up on Pacific414 for this next week, on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be playing Metro 2033 Redux for the very first time. So we'll see how well I do in that game. How many times I end up dying, or maybe I won't die as many times as I think I'm going to die. So we've got that coming up. And then we also have the Wednesday edition of Pop Talk coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. I don't know what we're going to discuss on the Wednesday show, but we'll find something to talk about. Mm-hmm. And, for the Wednesday show, we'll do the first 2 hours on both YouTube and Rumble. Then the third hour, we will be exclusively on Rumble. And we invite everybody to continue on with us if you can during the Wednesday show over on the Rumble side when we do switch over to Rumble exclusively. And then on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be playing Saifu or Sifu. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of the game, but it's a 3D beat 'em up game. So come by and see how well I do. I've heard it's hard. I'm up to the challenge. I know I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing it.
So if you see Mike show up on the next Pop Talk with bruises, black eyes, and stuff, you know exactly what happened. Just to make sure that you don't, people understand, don't overreact and think the wrong thing.
And also for next Sunday's Pop Talk, thank you to Lady Mist for this. Next week, as the show is being sponsored by Lady Mist, we are watching The Haunting from 1963. But wait, it's just not a single movie. We're watching a double feature of The Haunting from 1963 and then 2004's Shaun of the Dead.
I'm going to be so scared. Lady Mist, why do you want to scare me so bad?
Well, that's why we have Shaun of the Dead playing after The Haunting, because
That's the scarier one, because I don't like Simon Pegg.
Wow. You hear that, Lady Mist? He's whining. He's whining. Well, I don't like this guy.
I don't like Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, or whatever the heck his name is. But I'll still watch it, and I won't complain.
Man up, Baron, man up.
I said I'm going to watch it and not complain, so don't worry about it. Hot Fuzz overrated.
And then on March 5th, we will have our special guest, and that special guest will be Tommy of Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. We'll definitely talk about his toy collection, how he got into collecting toys, and his reviews. And I'm sure at some point he and I will bring the conversation to Transformers, because that is one of the main things that he does collect on his channel. Oh, quiet, you. But that is what's coming up on Pop Talk here in the near future. Before we leave, I do want to take the time to thank everybody who stopped by. Lady Mist, thank you very much for stopping by. We also had Yoron stop by. Wolverine, the 1/4 Jew, thank you, Wolvie. And as I scroll up here looking for everybody else who had time to join us here today for Pop Talk, we also had the Troll of Trolls, Phil McCracken.
Never heard of him.
Stop by. Oh, yes, you have. Yes, you have. I know you try to block it out of your mind, but you have heard of Phil McCracken. We've all heard of Phil McCracken.
Yeah, when I go to Home Depot and look for that brand of cock.
And I also want to thank DJ Roddy G for stopping by today. I also want to thank Jace Fox of 540 Studio for stopping by and hopping on the panel. As the substitute for Cash, we needed a pinch hitter, and he was available off the bench, so he was in the game. Of course, Tree Asians, thank you very much. Let's see. Who else?
And I just want to say to Wolvie, I'll give you 1/4 oy vey and 100% shalom.
And I also want to thank the long-suffering Miss Tag. After all, she's got to do with Baron more than the rest of us.
She's at work right now, so she gets a reprieve. I've never seen someone so excited to go to work before in my life.
But don't see anybody else. Don't see anybody over on the Rumble side or X side, but that's okay because we do get a lot of lurkers, a lot of listeners, and I appreciate each and every one of you for your support. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button, share out the stream on YouTube, Rumble, and X. And if you haven't done so, consider subscribing to the channel. And there's one motto here on the channel, especially when I play games, and that is don't ever give up on me while I'm playing that game, because just when you do, you might miss something. Take care, all.
He gonna die.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Really?
Gotta be good at something. You might as well be good at dying in the game, but coming back and being determined to beat that game.
More deaths than victory.
Thank you, everybody.
Hey, take care. We love you all.
Hi, thanks again.
Oh, that's right. He's still here.
Hey.
Ash, where are you? We miss you, man. Ash. We need the chin.